Hello, and welcome back to the final episode of Beyond the Light, Nyxrising's survival horror tabletop experience, created by yours truly. I'm R, your game master for this evening. One final reminder that this series is for viewers aged 15 and up, and may contain some unsettling scenes and themes. You can check the description below before watching the episode for a list of content warnings. If you have enjoyed this series and want to see more of it, check out patreon.com/Nyxrising, where you can find out how to play Beyond the Light for yourself, read lore on the characters, ask us questions about the story, and see outtakes from all 5 episodes. We've started taking questions there about the series, which we will be answering on a Q&A on our Halloween livestream on October 31st, this weekend. The livestream itself starts at 9 PM British Standard Time, and the 4 of us will be dressing up, playing party games and answering questions, as well as holding a costume contest for all of you, where you can win prizes like a Beyond the Light t-shirt, merch discounts, and signed prints and postcards from our Life of the Party series, of which the Delphos saga continues next Wednesday. Yay! But now, without further ado, I take you back to Hawthorne Manor for the final part of our adventure Beyond the Light. September 1998. Our 3 survivors, Park Ranger Chris Ward, cameraman Jay Kohli, and historian Robin Holstock, have travelled to the mysterious and terrifying Adler Island, a place trapped in an ocean of fog at the heart of Lake Huron. Crossing paths at Hawthorne Manor, the 3 became fast friends as they were forced to look out for one another as they came face to face with ghosts, otherworldly horrors, and even people who were out for their blood. After waking up in a bunker, with no memory of how they got there, 5 days after arriving, the 3 pieced together their memories through a series of videotapes they'd recorded, found across the places they'd been. They watched back their journey from uncovering murders, magic and the supernatural at the Hawthorne estate, to meeting with the only survivor, watching her mutate into a monster before their very eyes, and finding out a dark and terrible secret. Robin is the last Hawthorne left alive, and she has been tasked to complete the Hawthorne's ritualistic duties to keep the island safe from the strange netherworld that threatens to break through into the real world.
Lissa Simpson face.
Restoring their final missing hours as the trio prepared to travel into the woods and find what they need to complete the ritual, they were horrified to realise that the monsters came in many forms, after Chris beat one down only to find it turn back into one of the townsfolk. Rushing back to their guest house to pack their possessions, they're attacked again by creatures from the netherworld and flee to what they believe is the safety of the lighthouse, only to face, arguably worse. They are drugged and kidnapped by their host Hank, who demands they lead him straight to the ritual knife. They shake him off and escape pursuit of the mutated Alice Hawthorne, hiding in the bunker itself and discovering the safe there is already empty, before collapsing as their minds fog over. Back in the present, the 3 survivors have teamed up with Sam Graves, son of the old Hawthorne housekeeper, and travel back to the manor in search of a secret room in the basement, only to find the front steps are smeared with blood from a dead deer by something that seems to have dragged itself inside.
I legit forgot. Gotta deal with that first.
Shit. Survivors.
Hello.
You're stood facing the open double doors of Hawthorne Manor, a thick streak of blood tracking into the house. Dark clouds have rolled in overhead, and the manor in relative darkness is terrifying to behold. Streaks of light through the clouds throw a ghostly light over the huge stretch of redstone and overgrown ivy. Wind rustles through the trees that surround the stone walls of the estate, throwing strange shadows over the grass and the broken windows of the building. You step inside, and as you do, you are immediately shaken by a deathly scream as the ghostly apparition of Cedric Hawthorne appears before you, tearing through the foyer, through the 4 of you like a deathly warning, and then silence falls again.
Chris tried to pitchfork him as he came at them.
see Sam Graves like, oh my god.
Get used to that. Happens a lot around here.
Okay.
Welcome.
I don't remember it being that haunted.
Oh, it's worse.
Much worse.
Okay. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So, secret room.
Secret room it's in the basement. Let's go.
Okay.
Okay, great.
Be careful and keep an ear out, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sam steps further forward into the foyer. The manor is eerily quiet at this time of night. You feel yourself shudder at the sound of your own footsteps as they echo across the gargantuan room. This silence doesn't linger for long.
Oh god.
A screech sounds. It's deafening, rattles your brains inside your head, forcing you to drop your weapons and cover your ears as you look up to the top of the balcony, top of the staircase balcony, where you see the creature from the basement crouched down on the top of the railing.
I told you!
The glass of the windows either side of the entrance shatters, reverberating so hard. The creature is now viscous and shining, long limbs crouched, ready to pounce, perched on the top railing. Unnaturally grey-brown skin sits taut over thin muscle and bone, protruding ribs and long bat-like ears either side of its head. In place of eyes, it has 2 slits, 2 holes in place of a nose, but now you see that the creature's jaw opens in 3 ways, like the petals of a flower, each with huge fangs on the 2 flaps of its mouth. Its spine sticks up in sharp fin-like ridges that arch and move as it shrieks again down to the lobby, as though detecting you on sound alone.
Oh fuck.
It turns itself bodily towards you. You have entered a state of adrenaline.
Oh, Christ!
Everybody roll me a nerve check.
I don't want to get vampired. Nat 20.
14.
13. So 25.
Okay, 25, 14, 13.
Don't want to get vampired.
Hey mate.
Immediately you see Sam absolutely frozen to the spot as this thing crouches down like a cat about to pounce. Chris, you're up first.
God.
Your pitchfork is on the ground. This ear-piercing scream is shattered. The windows behind you, there's glass all over the floor.
Okay. Sam is between us and it, yeah?
Yep.
Okay. I'm gonna rush forward and like scoop the pitchfork back up. Like push Sam out the way.
Okay.
Or like pull him back.
You see Chris surge forward, grab his pitchfork, grab onto Sam's shoulder and pull him bodily behind him. The creature at this point begins racing down, jumps from one railing to the next and all the way down the staircase directly towards you. Chris is going to try and leap on top of you.
Ooh.
What's your grit score?
15, baby.
Okay. With the pitchfork ready, you're able to like push it aside and you see it slide across the floor, down on all fours again. Another screech deafens all of you. Can I have a sanity check?
Oh. 8. 14.
14. Okay.
What did you get?
A 1.
Robin, you're okay. Chris, you're going to lose 2 sanity points.
Sure.
And Jay, you're going to lose 4.
Oh no.
As you see now the split mouth in 3 ways dripping down onto the floor, these 2 huge fangs like the pincers of a beetle. Jay, you're up.
Cool. But so whereabouts is it now? It's just sort of thrown itself to a corner after Chris has bumped it. So I've got camera on one side of me, shears on the other side of me. Is there anything else in the foyer that I could like throw just to try and make a noise?
There were some vases of dead flowers like near the door.
Excellent. I would like to rush to a vase and then throw the vase like away from the people.
Okay. I'm going to say make an agility check to like trip this thing as you run across broken glass and it cracks under your feet. 11. You are able to pull the vase up and throw it across the room, but you're also very aware that as you run over to it, you're making a lot of sound walking over the broken glass. You're not quite sure if it's done the job or not.
Okay.
Robin.
I was going to do exactly that.
We can both do that.
Yeah. I'm going to... On the assumption I still have this, I had a metal water canteen in the present. Like, I can't remember if we still got everything that we would have had. Like,
Yes, you did find your bag, so everything that you'd bought before, you have now.
I will take the metal water canteen out of my bag, try and carefully across the broken glass, like try and get to a space where I can throw the canteen in the same direction as Jay's vase that he just threw.
Okay.
And try and throw it as well to try and make a noise.
Okay, if you're moving to do so, then make me an agility check for stealth.
18.
18, okay. Having seen Jay move across the glass and realise how much noise it's making, you very carefully, slower than you would like to, tiptoe between the pieces of glass, move over to Jay, and then hurl the water bottle. It hits the ground noisily at the other end of the foyer, and you see this creature's face just turn directly towards that. Sam is frozen to the spot. Back to you, Chris.
Oh my god, okay. If it's been distracted away, I'm going to do what I wanted to originally. I'm going to charge at it.
Okay.
And with pitchfork raised and try and get it.
Okay.
The prong. So that, what would that be? Strength or agility?
That would be agility. You're running at it.
So with my +5, that's 21.
21. You strike it directly with the pitchfork, and then just make me a strength check as well.
Okay, so that's 2 rolls down. I don't. This is my. I've got one left.
Yeah, this is my last. Yeah, that's what I meant. Last one.
Oh. Ooh, 13 with my +3 to strength.
13. Okay. You have it on the end of the pitchfork. You can do something with it if you want to.
Oh god. So I would have tried to prong it right in its neck or head, and I would just keep it down.
Yeah.
As best I can, and just, you guys need to move.
What's your vigor score?
Vigor is 13.
Nice. Okay. You see this thing whip its head around, look towards the noise of the vase and the water bottle, and then Chris charge in and just jam the pitchfork through what you realise now is quite brittle flesh, just over its bone structure, and like a sort of hiss of dust escapes as you stab it. And Chris turns it, jams it down onto the ground and holds it there with it writhing, its teeth going, and yells for you to move. It's going to try and get you anyway with one of its claws. Fail miserably, swiping out blindly towards you. It's still screeching, it's almost deafening all of you. Jay, it's your turn.
Okay. Ignoring what Chris has said, seeing as he's got it pinned, I'm gonna pull out my full salt shaker from the past times, or whichever one is full, and just run around where he's pinned the creature and draw a salt circle.
Ooh, okay, interesting. I mean, it's held down, so I'm just gonna say you can do that.
Then I do that.
Nice.
And I sort of, while I'm doing this, kind of shrug at Chris like, maybe this will work. I don't know.
Chris hitting the creature with a boot and a pitchfork just watching you like, I said move!
I'm moving with salt. Listen, I'm at 3 sanity points. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing anymore.
Okay, is there anything else you'd like to do?
I mean, once I've drawn the salt circle, then I will run over to the shears and the camera and grab them and, like, start kind of motioning to go.
Okay.
Oh, you could have sheared its head off.
I don't know if that will kill it.
You have heard from Cedric's mouth himself, they can't be killed with weapons of this world. Okay. The creature is still writhing around the floor under the pitchfork. It has a circle of salt around it now. And you start moving for the double entranceway down towards where the staircase is. Robin.
Is anyone with Sam right now?
He's just sort of stood there, still shell-shocked.
Okay, I'm gonna take the hoe that I took from the run up to Sam, like grab him by the wrist and like drag him to where I know the basement is.
Sure. You can easily do that. Grab onto him, drag him forwards. He sort of shakes out of his stupor as you do, and runs with you and is like, "Chris, come on!"
Busy.
It is your turn.
Okay. I want to make a break for it.
Yeah.
So how I'm going to do that, place a boot on its face, and like essentially kick off from its face
like pole vault myself away so that it hasn't got a chance to like just grab at me if I just step back.
Sure.
And like propel myself in the direction I want to go.
Okay. Just make an agility check.
Nice. With my +5 to agility, that's 24.
Perfect, okay. You easily put your boot, your heavy boot, on its face and vault yourself over the circle of salt without damaging it.
Hell yeah!
You see this thing like bodily getting up and sort of scrabbling at the pitchfork, and they're going to move forwards, and it can't pass.
Yeah!
And sort of prowls around in this salt circle looking frustrated.
Oh, fucking god, I'm so glad that worked.
God. So now it's just there.
And so you
can
keep
stay there.
You keep charging onwards through the double archway, catching up with the others.
Sick.
You okay?
No, you saw that. That was so cool.
Well, what?
I did a really cool thing though.
I'm sure it was cool.
We can talk about it later, let's go.
Whatever.
Down to the basement then.
Yeah, to the basement.
Right. Yeah. Light.
Yeah, we got torches.
Yeah, we've got flashlights, right?
Whenever
Yeah.
we've got
Oh, we got
torches,
flashlights.
Yeah.
torches.
Flashlights.
Okay, great, let's get those on. I don't particularly fancy anything else like that. Just jumping out at us in the dark.
Sure. Put on my pocket one.
And you do have your two heavy ones, but
They're in
obviously
your backpack.
Yeah. Well,
you can only hold two things.
yes, I'll give you the shears as your down a weapon, and I'm not a fighter.
Jay is a lover, not a fighter.
Jay is a filmer, not a fighter. And I'll take out a torch and then start recording on the camera because at this point everything's just weird evidence.
Chris will just take the shears and then just take a huge breath because I've just gone down an adrenaline point.
Yes.
Point, and also my ribs are still broken.
Two advantage rolls gone.
Yep.
Down here, and Sam will lead you down. You can see that he's shaken, very nervous. But you head down into the basement, and now in the present, you pass by the room that the creature was in the crate. You see the door busted down, the crate open, the small thing that you put on top to hold the lid down sort of knocked across the room.
Robin's not going to say anything.
Well, at least it's trapped upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it's down here, and he leads you down to the end of the hall, where you once again see this, now better in the torchlight, this large mural of an oak tree, with apples hanging off it, a snake wrapped around it.
Oh,
Should we light the lantern?
go get some more oil for it because we were running out, right? Just go top it up.
Sure.
Because what we heard must be in this room, right?
We'll run and do that real quick, like fill up the
That's
lantern.
just one of the other basement rooms, so you can go back into the wine cellar and
Empty
get those big
out
barrels.
my canister of water, fill it with oil,
Okay.
put some salt in the lantern and light it up.
We're just throwing away our water canteens, just like no one can have
No.
water.
No one needs water, right?
Water still. I will, positioning camera and shoulder for a good shot past the snake key to Sam.
Thanks. Can I take one of those flashlights?
Sure.
And he'll take it, and to start with, just sort of point the flashlight up and down the wall. You see these thin lines of gold start to light up in the mural. They lead all the way down the portrait, snaking around the tree, around the bottom to the roots of the tree where they're painted into the grass. And there in the roots, you see a little keyhole.
Huh.
This is gonna be it.
Thanks for finding this for us.
It's okay.
Do the honours.
So when were you last in here?
At least 10 years ago, if not a bit longer.
Weird. Can you recognize this voice? Can you hear it?
You can hear it again now, just the... This is how it has to be. Faintly in the distance. That sounds like Lyra.
Right.
True did say to find Lyra.
Yeah. Yeah, I did.
Sam slides the key into the lock, unlocks it, and you hear click, 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 like several mechanisms behind this wall are unlocking. Okay. And then the wall slides back into the other wall, just opens this dark passageway. Ahead of you in the light, you see a long, dark stone corridor. There are candle sconces high on the wall at intervals down the passageway.
Are they lit?
They're not lit.
I was gonna say, I was like, creepy.
Yeah.
Are you proceeding?
Carefully.
We'll light the
Flashlight.
sconces as we walk past as well, so make sure there's extra light around us.
As you do,
Oh god.
flickers of purple flame into orange from each set.
I think we might be good down here. It did the thing that the lamp does, with the purple to orange.
Okay. So long as there's salt incorporated somewhere, I suppose.
You keep going, you keep lighting them?
Yeah.
As you do, the voice at the other end gets louder. You hear, Yggdrasil! I call upon you tonight! Come forth from your prison and answer me! You keep going. You keep walking for what feels like half an acre worth of the grounds. You must be far enough away that you're no longer under the house. Instead, all the way under the grounds themselves.
To the tree.
Perhaps even as far as the tree. At the far end, there is another door. It's large, dark wood, a brass handle, and the wood itself is intricately carved with images of a town and a huge oak tree. The residents of the town seem to be making a pilgrimage to the tree, worshipping around it. It shows 7 people, looking like perhaps religious leaders or some sort of council, proudly bearing rings on their fingers, others kneeling before them. Further down the door, it depicts a person shedding blood onto the roots of a tree with a long dagger, a wickedly curved blade, the moon partially showing above the tree itself. And below that, the sun rising and the people mourning or perhaps celebrating. It's hard to tell from the way they're carved.
This is nice. Welcoming. Not ominous.
Not culty at all.
Is it locked or is there a lock
Reaching
on it?
for the handle,
Yeah.
you can push the door open. The light from your torches and from the lantern from the sconces in the hallway fall over a square room dug out deep under the earth, roots hanging down from the dirt ceiling and snaking down the walls like veins towards a large stone altar in the center of the room. There, at the base of the altar, sits the decaying remains of a body with, although almost all gone, a few long wiry strands of tawny blonde hair. The body is curled in on itself, as though being cradled, hiding its abdomen with its arms, head turned up. The bones and withered flesh sit preserved in this airtight space, in a pretty floral dress that is filthied with age. As the light of the lantern falls over it, around you, you see a second shimmering door open, and in steps Lyra Hawthorne from the passage you've just come through,
Wearing the same dress.
wearing the same dress. You move further into the room to see better, and you can see tears dripping down her pale face. Even in the shimmering silver light, you can see her 2 mismatched eyes, her floral dress. She pulls the door closed behind her, and as she moves towards the altar, you can see her arms are pulsing with black veins. In one shaking hand, she holds a long dagger with a curved blade. She reaches the altar, and she places the blade down upon it, covering her mouth as she tries to quiet a loud sob, looking down at herself, under the collar of her dress, checking her chest, where you can see the veins pulsing knotted over her heart. She takes a deep breath and climbs up onto the altar, laying herself down on the roots that cover it like a bed. You can see her chest slowly rising and falling, and she starts to speak. Yggdrasil, I call upon you tonight. Come forth from your prison and answer me. You can see her eyes searching the room for something. Then she takes the dagger into her hand once more. Yggdrasil, I know how you hunger, and I am here to offer. Her voice is cut off immediately by another voice booming out as though summoned into the room, echoing off the stone walls and rattling loose earth from the ceiling. What do you offer me? I offer you my blood. Please drink from me and be satisfied, and leave us until you hunger again. Lyra plunges the dagger into her gut. She lets out an anguished sound as she does so, and then forces the dagger deeper still until you see blood start to seep out from beneath her, onto the stone, onto the roots that support her body. The roots start to shift and they swell like they're drinking it. Lyra gasps quietly, breath growing ragged as the life slips from her. And then the door opens again, this silvery vision slamming back against the wall, and Lyra turns her head towards it. Harvey!
Is he there? Is he there?
You can't see him.
Okay.
Again, you seem to be seeing half of a conversation as she says, "This is how it has to be." You see Lyra reach up and touch someone unseen. It has to be this way, I'm sorry. Someone has to. I have to. I need you to understand. Her voice is getting ragged as the blood starts to drip down the sides of the altar. She is lifted from it, tears streaming down her cheeks, and seems to be cradled against this unseen figure's chest. Just leave me here, it has to be here. You see her hair brushed back from her face, the dagger pulled from her abdomen and disappearing from the scene like a wisp of smoke dispersing into the air. Her final words, as she's brought down to the floor. I love you too. It was gonna be you. It was gonna be you, I had to. As she stops moving. Behind you, you hear a quiet, strangled noise of panic. You turn around in time to see Hank grabbing Sam. Sam has his hands up. Hank has his hand over Sam's mouth. In the other, a piece of the razor-sharp wire that you remember seeing in the shed on Saturday. Hand over the dagger.
We don't have it.
Not here. Sure you saw the end of that vision as well if you've been sneaking about.
It's gone.
Fuck.
Disappeared, fucko.
Into the ether.
Now let him go.
Well, if the dagger isn't with Lyra, and you don't have it, it wasn't in that bunker. I know where it must be.
Let him go. He hasn't done anything.
Consider it my,
Insurance?
insurance. You see him wrap the razor wire around Sam's neck, holding it not quite tight enough to hurt him. He's like, please listen to him. The dagger must be with your brother.
Where?
I can show you where, and you're gonna get it for me. Understood?
You know where he is?
Of course I know where he is. Move! Out of this room!
Lead the way, jackass.
With the razor-sharp wire still wrapped around Sam's throat, Hank demands you march ahead of him towards the seance room.
Oh, great. Gonna have a little seance.
The five of you make your way slowly and carefully back through the basement, tense, half expecting to hear another screech. Up the stairs and into the seance room, where Hank turns to you and gestures to the wall with the secret door, taking the mirror key from his pocket and tossing it over at your feet. Open it.
So polite, why not? Scoop it up, head on over to the mirror room door and open it.
You pull it open, and Hank moves through with Sam. He marches straight over to the carving on the floor, turns towards you,
No.
stood in the middle of the mirror room, and just pulls the razor wire sharp. You see Sam's eyes go wide, he can't even scream as it cuts through the soft flesh of his throat and a waterfall of blood starts pouring from it.
No!
He struggles, starts to go limp, and then collapses onto the floor, on top of the carving. The blood cascades down his body. It fills the grooves on the wooden floor like you'd watched back in the memory of Keenan Hawthorne. And Hank starts to grin as you see the reflection in the mirrors around you, distorting and changing, rising like ash peeling away from a fire.
Oh god.
And instead of a reflection of the room around you, of yourselves, you suddenly see a forest, heavy with black fog, burning orange skies, trees creaking and swaying. The sound is like wailing souls crying out for your aid and beckoning you to step inside. Hank smiles. He takes from the back of his belt his gun. So here's how it's gonna go. You're gonna pass through, and you're gonna find your brother and that dagger, and you're gonna bring it back here.
Why not you if you knew where it is the whole time?
I'm not interested in going in there.
It's a mirror.
Does it look like a mirror to you?
What is that place?
Cedric used to call it the Netherworld. I don't know what it is, I just know that it's messy.
Guessing that's where all the creatures come from.
You have to assume so, yeah.
Hmm.
And you saw it the first time when you killed Keenan, huh?
What?
You killed the Hawthorns, right?
Don't be ridiculous.
Cedric said your name. Right before he died.
Yeah, fucker shot me.
Good.
I didn't kill him.
What do you want in all this?
I just want that dagger.
Bullshit.
There's some things I need to get finished. Finish this up once and for all. Why are you looking at me like I'm the villain? The Hawthorns, they were abducting people, killing them.
You've just killed someone in front of us!
Yeah, didn't really have to, but he knew too much.
You're really selling yourself, mate. Okay, whatever. Jay starts marching towards one of the mirrors.
Please, be my guest. He's going to step aside.
He flips him off as he walks past.
You march up to the full-length mirror at the other end of the room, like the huge, almost wall-sized one. And as you get closer to it, you realise that the mirror surface itself looks almost like water. You can reach out forwards and touch it. It ripples away from your fingers, and your hand just pushes through.
Looks over his shoulder at these two.
Alright. If you want to get out again safely, I will give you a couple of hours.
So generous of you.
Before I move into through the mirror, I'm going to take the mirror key from the door, slam the door closed behind us so it's just a complete mirror set now.
Okay.
And then, is there a lock on this side?
I suppose it probably would be, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to lock it. And then walk past him into the mirror room, through the mirror.
Be my guest.
That's our insurance.
So, you're following Jay to the mirror?
Yeah.
Jay, do you step through?
Yes.
Chris, you step through after? Robin?
I'm not even gonna look at Hank and just follow the others.
You walk up to this mirror, you glance up at this strange, burning orange reflection. Take a deep breath and step through it. It's ice cold, the sensation, as you move through, and you find yourselves immediately in a dark room, not unlike the room full of mirrors that you step through, but no light. All your lights have flickered out.
How's the lantern going?
It's gone down.
Ooh.
It's just the slightest light coming off the bottom of the lantern.
I'm gonna switch the camera off for now. Don't want it to get whacked out by the netherworld. Alright, guess we best start feeling around for a door or something.
Trust anything that he just said.
No. But there's only one way to go forward.
Sure.
And hey, if he's right, you get to see your brother again.
I'm not gonna take that happy little chance. Just
Oh, chin up, come on. Jake's gonna start patting.
Make me a cognition check.
5.
5.
such confidence.
You confidently bring your hands up to the wall and start touching, and then immediately pull them back to your body as you realise you're touching something soft and warm. Like skin beneath your fingers.
Oh, it's fleshy.
Make me a sanity roll.
Because those always go so well for me. 10.
10? Okay, you just say. Cool. I will say, having entered the netherworld, Chris, you no longer feel the pain of your ribs.
Ooh.
Everybody can temporarily return to 10 on her health.
Oh my god. Oh, I was there anyway.
It was nice
I
for
was
some.
there anyway.
Oh my god, no.
Oh my god, no. I don't get any nice things.
If I touch it, does it?
Doesn't hurt at all. You can still feel the injury,
Ah,
but it doesn't hurt.
that's so weird.
What?
I'm still have broken ribs, but can't feel them. Feel great.
Something.
I mean, don't put too much strain on them, because I don't know how this place works, but you'll probably feel it worse on the other side.
Yeah, but let me just live in some kind of
We'll
happiness
enjoy it for
right
now, yeah.
If this place is like some kind of mirror of the real world, like, surely the room is laid out in the same way.
Just opposite?
So I'm gonna try and walk in the direction that I knew that the door was in the real world.
So just straight
like in an
ahead of yourself.
opposite.
Yeah. Okay, make me a cognition check.
21.
21. You reach out and you're prepared for it not to be pleasant from Jay's recoiling, but you do feel this soft, warm, fleshy substance under your fingers. You keep searching. You feel folds of it that you can push your hands through, and you can feel that you can get through that part of the wall with a strange, fleshy mouth in place of where the door was.
Like, if I put my arm sort of through it, can I feel like air on the other side, or is it
You
just like a
can.
tunnel of flesh?
You can feel air on the other side, like it's just popped through like a rubber wall.
Oh no.
Maybe a sanity roll.
Oh, hang on. 16.
16. You're okay.
Okay.
What's up?
We have to go through this, like, flesh hole.
No.
Oh, we have to be birthed.
Yeah. I hate it here!
This house is a nightmare!
Guess I'm gonna go through the flesh hole like you would in a fun house.
Yeah, it's sort of half your height up the wall, so you have to like push your body through it like it's birthing you. Maybe an agility check to climb through safely.
Safely.
Safe hole. What?
6.
6.
Oh no!
Okay. It's got teeth! In the very faint light at the bottom of the lantern, you see Robin push herself bodily through this
Oh no.
hole in the wall, and once you get halfway across, you realise there's nothing to catch yourself on.
Oh, no.
On the other side. You tumble down and out of it, you feel the glass of one of your glasses lenses crack slightly
Oh god!
as you hit the floor with a thump, and you realise you've got this viscous liquid stuck to your clothes.
Trying not to hurl.
You're okay.
Great.
Robin,
Be careful coming out, it's awful!
you're safe though, right?
Yes!
Okay. You first.
Age before beauty.
I insist.
No.
I'll try and hold the flap open for you.
And here I thought chivalry was dead.
Cool. I will scoot forward then.
Okay. Make me an agility check to try and climb through the flesh hole.
I don't want to. 24.
24. Okay.
I've navigated flesh holes before.
No!
Yeah, I have.
As you do push yourself bodily through it, maybe a sanity roll.
No. Six, baby.
Oh, cool. You get through perfectly safely. You're like Just like any obstacle course. Just like climbing out of a tent. You push yourself through and you feel this viscous liquid like smear across your face.
No, my face hole!
Think about it seeping into the wound. And you lose a sanity point.
All of this. Everything about this is awful.
But weirdly, when I get on the other side, you'll notice that it's just slicked my hair back in a really attractive way.
I hate this.
Impossibly so.
I look great.
Is it dark out here or?
Oh, there's a little bit more light. You're in the seance room.
Yay.
Cool. I'll push the camera through the hole first and then follow suit.
Make me an agility check.
Great. 8.
8. Okay, you push the camera through, start to lose grip on it and just tumble through yourself.
Right.
Lose a hit point as you hit the ground at a horrible angle and jar your neck.
Ah!
Oof.
Oh, sorry. You good?
Yep.
You look around yourselves. You're in a mirror of the seance room, if you can call it that. You can hear what sounds like the turning of machinery. The walls in here look to be made of flesh and skin stretched over mesh and metal. Everything clunks and the air is hot and dry. There's barely any semblance of it being the same place. But it is. Somewhere else in the building, you hear the deathly scream that you recognise as the scream of Catherine Hawthorne.
Oh god.
Great.
Shrieking before she's cleaved to death with an axe.
Oh, good.
Did we bring like our shears and rakes?
You
and
have
all
what you
that?
had on you.
Okay. Is there anything in here which might prove to be a better weapon? Like any
Nothing.
ceremonial swords anywhere on the walls?
Nothing. None of the decor from the other manor is in here.
Cool. It's all just flesh here.
Well, this is pleasant.
I have no idea where to even begin looking for your brother.
I don't think he's telling the truth, but I don't know. Maybe
I like to think I have a purpose to be here.
maybe down in the basement where.
I mean, I don't think he'd want to stay in the place where his kind of girlfriend died.
Well, I don't know. We probably got the whole island to search then. I'm just gonna march out of the room.
Okay. Which way are you going? Basement is to your right. Foyer is to your left.
Cover all bases. Basement first. Basements.
Basements.
This is.
Okay. You just marching on down there.
With my lantern out as well.
The little flicker of lantern that remains.
And shears.
It doesn't throw much in the way of light down in this dark basement. As you approach the bottom, you hear like the pinpoint sound of metal hitting the floor like stiletto heels.
Start moving back up the stairs. Backwards, so I'm watching down the stairs like, what?
Yeah. From the bottom of the stairs, and the sound starts to move a little bit faster.
I move a little bit faster in return.
You get back up to the top of the stairs.
Is there a door?
No?
There isn't, damn it. Okay. I will back up into the seance room.
Chris leaves the room, and then you immediately hear him backing up and coming back into the room.
I close the door.
You good?
Sure.
What was out there?
Don't know. Didn't wait.
Bad?
Yeah.
Bad. Maybe we should get out of the house.
How?
The front door.
Front door, I guess.
You want to go past that thing?
Like, what would the way be back to the front door?
You have to, if it's coming up the stairs, it would be coming towards the door that we're just going into.
Well, you heard it at the bottom of the stairs.
Yeah. Then we need to move now.
Yeah.
Okay.
We can just run, Chris.
Chris has bad nerve when he's alone. Okay.
He ain't alone no more.
Not now. Lead the way back out. I'm gonna open the door a crack and just sort of peeky out and see.
Peek out. Maybe a coordination check.
Oh god, good. My specialty with 0. 5 key.
5.
Yep.
Okay. When you glance around, you can hear more movement, but you can't see anything. You can't tell where it is.
Can't see shit.
Cool, then we can just go.
Okay.
Jay starts going.
Okay, everybody make me an agility check.
Cool.
+5.
22.
13.
17.
Okay. You step out of the sales room. You're very wary of the floor being metal. Your movement's slow as you make your way across it. Left out of the lounge room, away from the basement, hooking a left into the foyer. You can see, burned into the floor, like it's been scalded with a soldering iron, a circle where you left the vampiric creature.
Huh.
You see no creature on this side.
Because it's already gone through.
Yeah.
But the salt has burned this area.
I guess this place...
Pour a bit out.
Pour out a little bit of salt.
It's like corrosive on the ground.
It does what you wanted it to do.
I mean, that's good to know.
Good to know. Okay, who wants salt?
I'll take some salt.
I'll give Robin one of my salts.
Yeah, I've got the lamp and the shears, so I don't really... Not got the room.
Everybody make me a cognition check as you enter the foyer.
Is it looking?
It is indeed.
23.
14.
18.
Robin and Chris hear something moving again on the upper balcony at the top of the staircases. You look around and Jay, you notice them turn and look as well. And you see something dragging itself along the floor up there. You can't quite make out what it is, but it's big. Looks like it has humanoid front arms that are dragging it across the balcony surface.
I'm gonna lift the shears to like emulate putting a finger over my mouth and look at these guys like, we stay quiet. And gesture with my head towards the front door like,
All of you move quietly towards the front door. Who's going to open it?
I will open it.
Roll, just roll me a d20 to see how quietly it opens.
Don't fuck this up. What did I say?
Don't fuck it up.
4.
You hear the door creak as it opens, and glancing back to where you saw whatever that was up on the balcony, you see a withered head lift up with like stringy mop of dark hair hanging off it, and just you hear the scream of Catherine Hawthorne once again, but the three of you just book it out through the open door into the grounds.
Sorry, no.
Make me a science check.
Oh, good.
11.
12.
20!
Okay, you're all okay. Starting to feel yourself get a little bit desensitized.
This is everything's a lot right now.
How messy this is.
Hates it here.
You rush out into the grounds and it's heavy with fog. You see this burning orange sky above you. The sky is thick with dark clouds. Ash seems to be rising up from outside of the walls of the Hawthorne Manor towards the sky. You can see the huge iron gates to outside of the walls.
Going for the gates. Just come on. No time to lose.
Sure.
If we're running towards the gates, is the oak tree sort of in line of sight anywhere as we're crossing the grounds?
It's around the other side of the house.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's like coming up to the front door, all the way through the house. There was that like music room at the back and the oak trees on the other side.
Okay, so I can't see it. See what the hell it is in this world.
As we're running, we'll just be like, do you think if we burn the oak tree on this side, then we can do something and fuck all of this up?
I don't know.
Maybe.
It might be worth it.
Who knows?
Throw some salt on it.
Sure. Let's find your maybe brother first.
As you make your way across the grounds towards the gate, you see that it's closed. You see that the runes all along the top of the wall are glowing like they were on Saturday night. And in the centre of the gate, you see something that wasn't there in the other world. A huge circular metal plate with a lock in the middle of it.
So this is to keep everything
In?
I'm gonna go give it a shake just in case, you know.
You give it a shake. It's probably the sturdiest feeling lock that you've ever shaken before.
I continue shaking it, but I look very dejected back at Robin
Shake
and
it
Chris.
so much, like it doesn't even rattle.
How big is the keyhole?
Nice chunky. Key.
Not like a huge novelty key.
No.
Yeah.
Standing at the gate, you see someone come tearing out of the fog on the other side. An adult man, pale skin, dark floppy hair, stubble on his jaw and a broad frame. Clothes dirtied, dated about a decade ago. Looks a lot like Chris, but a little taller, a lot rougher. Bright blue eyes. Chris, you recognise Harvey Ward. But as you do, all of you feel static inside your heads, starting to ring out painfully. As he comes running up towards the gate, he sees the three of you on the other side. He goes, "It's coming! It's coming!" He runs up to it, grabs onto it, and rattles it too. He's like,
We can't open it!
There's a key inside.
Where?
Looking over his shoulder.
Climb! Just climb!
Long. You look up, and you realise as you look up now where the fog sits at the top, the gate and the walls extend far, far taller here on this side. I can't, not with the barrier around it. The key is in Cedric's office.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep moving. You see in the fog behind him two glowing eyes.
Uh-huh.
I can't stop. Find the key.
We'll catch you later.
And he just turns and bolts down the side.
I also turn and bolt, but back towards the building. Like, not even waiting to confer, just, okay,
we're going.
moving.
Cool.
You turn and the three of you just leg it back towards the entrance of Hawthorne
From
Manor.
what we remember from going in and out of Hawthorne Manor, is it easier to get to Cedric's office through the front door or the back door?
It is the staircase at the back. Like, if you were to presume that the floor that you, like the hallway you broke through is still broken, it's the staircase at the back of the house, like next to the music room, that would go up to the office
Also,
more
we
safely.
did just see a monster.
At the
At the
front.
front stairs.
So we'd go to the back of the building
Yeah?
to go up and through there because that's the safest and quickest route.
Okay.
That we know of.
So you're gonna run around the outside of the house?
Yeah, run around the house. And then...
Yeah, maybe
Look
take
for
a
the tree.
glance at the tree, like if we pass it or if we see it in the distance or...
Okay, you run around to the back of the house. There is no tree.
Huh.
You just see an empty stretch exactly where this massive oak tree was on your side.
It's not there.
Weird, we can think about that later.
Cool, great. Love the implications of that.
As you're moving, everybody make me a visual cognition check.
2.
8.
18.
Too desperate to keep moving.
Jay, you with your talent in observing, you see where there's like a terrace at the back and rows of flower beds and bushes. You see something moving along the ground. Something long and large and fleshy moving between the flower beds, coming directly towards you as you head for the back door.
Ew.
Cool, I'll just be like, stop!
No!
Oh, pull back!
What? Why?
Flesh thing! And
Point
point it out.
And you see a long figure, fleshy, pink. At first looks like some sort of worm with legs, but you soon realise it's simply mounds of flesh, multiple human torsos,
Human centipede.
No.
flowers and vines growing out of the skin in places, and what looked like legs is multiple pairs of front arms moving, allowing the creature to scuttle towards you.
No.
As it rears up, you see more hands growing out of an elongated neck, wrapping around its throat, choking it, so all it can do is...
Oh my god, is that Eliza?
You see a feminine face and straggly short strands of tawny hair, and it starts moving towards you. You see little pucker marks on its skin secreting some sort of greenish yellow liquid, and it's moving directly towards you.
Salt! Salt it!
Okay, everybody roll me a nerve check.
Fucking hell.
+4 to nerve on a nat 20, so 24.
17.
15.
I always seem to get nat 20s on my fucking nerve checks.
Okay. Ooh.
Oh.
Okay, this thing It's moving rapidly towards you, tearing up the flower beds. Chris, once again, you're up first.
Park Ranger will always act first.
Stop, up and roll. Right. It's running at us. Lantern hooked onto my backpack through one of like the little hook things that I have on there. Can't remember what they're called. Carabiners.
Sure.
And yeah, as it's coming at me, then I will. Basically, I want to bait it.
Okay.
So it keeps coming forward, and then last second I want to move out of the way so that these two can salt it as it goes past them.
Okay.
Come on.
Toro.
I prefer your sister anyway. Come on.
Oh!
Shit.
Unlucky if she still understands you, bro.
That's why I did it.
Make me an agility check. You're not in a state of adrenaline if you don't want to be.
Yeah, I'll use a state of adrenaline. Fuck it.
Okay, use an adrenaline token. You get next 3 rolls at advantage.
Great.
I mean, one could argue that the green one was cocked.
It was cocked, wasn't it? Because it was like that.
It was on the corner.
It was cocked. Thank you. I mean, that's better. That's 14.
14? Okay. You seem to have its attention.
Second action is going to be ramming the shears up into its face as it comes at me with both hands on the shears.
Be a strength check. It's coming at you, so it's not going to be hard to hit, but...
It's a nat 20, 23.
Okay. Okay. You bring the shears down and ram them up towards the creature's face. You see now these 2 eyes, the skin peeling down, boring down at you as the shears go right in under the neck. Okay. And you see this dripping, viscous, greeny yellow goo seeping down the shears towards your fingers. The creature itself is now writhing around you, so all these different human body parts sort of wriggling on the floor as it continues to rasp around the shears. And the shears themselves starting to melt.
Oh god!
But the head it's not moving any closer, it seems to be in pain.
Okay. I'll release the shears.
You let go of them, pull your hands back. It's writhing around, it's going to roll at disadvantage, it tries to just grab at you. But one hand slams down and grips onto your shirt and pulls you closer.
Oh god!
It's looking into your eyes. And you see a tongue loll out of its mouth, stroke across your chest. And instantaneously your skin starts to burn.
Oh no!
It corrodes away, leaving a stripe of sort of acid burn across your chest. Lose 2 health points.
Oh god!
Jay, it's your turn.
Delicious. Fucking hell. Is its tongue still out?
Yes.
I would also like to enter a state of adrenaline.
Go for it.
First action, run over and like try and bat its arm off him.
Okay. With
My arm.
okay.
Just fucking shoulder check it away or elbow check it away.
Check.
13.
13. You slam your arm down and immediately this same viscous liquid touches your skin and you have to reel back.
Recoil.
Lose a hit point.
Cool. And then second action, throw salt on its tongue.
Maybe another agility check.
12.
12. The salt doesn't quite hit the tongue, but it does hit some of it.
Yeah.
And it starts to, like, you see, wither a little bit and continue to writhe around in pain. Robin?
I'll do the same thing. Probably a bit further back, so
Yeah.
like in the middle of its body or something. Just
Yeah.
like dump a load of salt in the middle of its body. Try and cut it in half with the
Okay.
salt or something.
Nice.
Chopping off its I don't know.
Roll me an agility check.
Dirty 20.
Dirty 20. Okay. You see Robin move further back down the body, just open the salt and just pour a bunch of it in the middle of it. And instantly you see this thing burning up there and the 2 halves coming apart, the flesh stretching between them and more of this yellowish goo seeping out. And the hand that's gripping onto you just like drops, and the thing just drops down on the floor and starts to shrivel up like an insect.
Oh, worm.
If I know anything about worms, they can come back, like when you chop them in half, so let's go!
Yeah.
Yep, I might have just made 2 worms!
Nope. Nope. If I grab it, the shears out of its face now, are they like too damaged to have as a weapon?
Yeah.
Okay.
They look like they're fused together and the metal is melting.
It won't then. So we'll continue to the back
Peg
door.
it!
You can peg it up to the back door. It's closed.
Can we open it?
It's locked. You can make a strength check to like, try and bash it down.
I've
if you
still
want
got
to.
one more advantage.
Same.
Shall we combine our strengths?
Can you kick it?
Yeah, why not?
Yes, we
Do that
can.
together?
Hey!
21.
21.
23.
Okay. You,
22, sorry.
Robin, you stand back as the 2 boys step up to the door together. Take what you've been taught by Sam Graves, lift your foot up and put it on the lock, and
Thanks,
kick
Sam.
it open. The door just basically flies back off its hinges. And you're looking into the dusty corridor that goes around the side of the music room into the house.
Cedric's office.
Cedric's office.
Right.
I'm gonna just head straight
away.
in.
Quickly but quietly.
Yeah, tiptoe.
You 2 drop us down on a level?
Yep,
Yeah.
always have
Done it.
Make me an agility check to move quietly through the house.
+5. 20, dirty 20.
Natural 1.
14.
Ooh.
Big oof.
You move towards the back staircase, and your footsteps are quiet. Start moving up the stairs. Get to the last couple. Chris at the front, Robin sandwiched safely in the middle, and Jay. You hear the step creak as Robin steps on it, but it's fine. You carefully put your foot on it and your weight just busts the step through.
Oh god.
You hear a sort of loud cracking of wood and Jay stumbles and almost falls down through the hole in the stairs.
That will help.
I'll turn around and try and pull him out.
Help him up, but you hear something somewhere upstairs.
Great.
Maybe even above you on the 3rd floor.
Great. Sorry.
Cool.
Just gonna keep moving towards Cedric's office.
You reach Cedric's office at the end of the hall. You can still hear something coming, but it's somewhere else in the house, moving in your direction.
Can we very carefully check in Cedric's office first to make sure there's not a monster Cedric in there?
Maybe a cognition check.
7?
7.
Can't see shit, Captain.
You try to peek through the little
Dark.
keyhole, but it's dark inside.
Great.
You don't think there's anything in there?
Cool.
Coast is clear.
Coast might be clear. Let's find out.
I'm just gonna open the door and we'll go in. Start. I want to head towards where his desk is.
You open the door and you just find a like metal cage in a room with skin stretched across the walls.
Oh.
And on the skin, like you see branded onto the back of like a dead pig at the butcher's, just writing scientific scribbles all over this skin.
Cedric, no.
In the center, instead of the desk, is another large stone. Almost like the altar, but not quite. Inlaid into the top of it, you can see long grooves leading to the center, pooling around at a key that seems to be set into the stone.
Salt it first.
Sure.
Just why not? Pop some salt in there.
Sure.
Salt bay a little bit.
Salt bay.
Yeah. So I'm trying to like be modest with
Conservative.
my use of this.
Nothing happens, nothing fizzles, nothing.
Reach out and hook it. Try and grab the key.
Reach out and touch the key and it feels like it's part of the stone right now.
Oh god.
How many, like, trickling lines are there?
There's 4.
Sacrifice as well, Jesus. Gonna cut my thumb on the hoe that I've got with me.
Rusty hoe.
Smear a bit in one of the initial channels and see if that does anything.
Immediately you see that blood like running towards the center and it feels like it's doing something.
Okay, keep doing it, like smearing more out into each of the channels.
Blood fills the channels. Lose a health point as you do. Get just enough in that it all pools around the center in this key. And then you see the stone around the key sort of like almost dissolve before your eyes, and the key just sits there, easily able to pick it up.
Robin, I could kiss you.
Not now. Let's go.
Lead the way.
Okay.
You exit out of the room, clutching this key, just in time to see yet another hulking creature coming down what was the corridor that you broke, that you fell through in the other world. This hulking creature on 2 legs, but stooped over almost on all fours, with the weight of what looks like a shell made of dozens of skulls that look fused to its back. The body is wrapped in chains, and behind it you can see it seems to maybe be dragging rotting corpses along the floor. The bulbous head at the front has some of the features of Cedric Hawthorne.
Cedric, please.
Hidden behind the unmistakable shape of half a deer skull jutting out in place of facial features on one side.
Well, you just described Chase's new boyfriend.
Do not simp for it.
On the top of his head, it's flat like a piece of fungus, and it swells and breathes as he moves. The arms that almost reach down and touch the floor trail behind it, and they look like twisted branches of bone, like antlers.
Has it seen us?
It does seem to be sniffing the air for you.
Does it look like its eyes are kind of covered, or?
The one that you can see looks very hooded, like it's staring down at the floor.
Okay.
If take a quick look back in the room that we're still half in, half out, or Cedric's office, is there anything around that can be used as a new weapon?
There's nothing.
Nothing. Ooh. Okay. Make a break for it. I will whisper.
Make a break for it.
Make a break for it.
He seems weighed down by the sins of his past, so hopefully he's slow.
I'm not going to make any bets.
Are you going to try and sprint past?
Not sprint. That'll be noisy.
You have to pass them by to get to the staircase.
Oh, great. Is there anything projectile, like any more of the vases or anything that we could try and throw in an opposite direction so that we
Nothing
can...
in this space. You have your possessions.
That's what I'm looking at.
Is there, what other rooms are on this stretch of corridor?
There's the bathroom where Eliza died, Eliza's bedroom, and another room that you don't remember exploring in much, which was Keenan's bedroom.
What's the closest away from him?
The bathroom. It's not large, but it is a bathroom.
There's a bathroom. And he's quite big, so potentially he might not fit through doors very well.
I'm going to make a break for him.
I'm going to make a break for it too.
Oh my god.
I just want to go.
Make me an agility check for your speed.
+5, please. Please, baby. 17.
17. You sort of crouch down, ready yourself, take a deep breath.
I'll put my hand out for the key from Robin first.
Fine, just run off and leave us.
And sprint towards the staircase, hoping to get straight past this lumbering creature. As you do, one of the long arms with the antlers just comes up and strikes you in the gut, sends you flying back towards the other end of the hallway. You're going to lose 2 more health points.
Okay.
As you feel one of these just like spikes of these antler arms just jar into your gut. You two see him crash across the floor, and this huge creature pull itself out, scraping against the walls into the next hallway. It looks up, and where you thought the eye was drooping, an eyelid opens. There's one big bulbous eye flits between you. He's seen you.
Cool, I'm pegging it straight to where Chris just fell.
And Chris is right next to the bathroom door.
I'm running for Chris to help him to his feet.
Are we going to keep trying, or are we going to try and get out a window, or...
Is running to these guys and looking into the bathroom, is there a window in there?
So Robin runs down the corridor, pushes the door open, looks inside desperately. You do see a little fleshy opening in the floor.
In the floor? I'm going to jump through the flesh hole.
You going into the bathroom?
Yes.
Jay sees this hole in the floor, moves straight into the bathroom, this lumbering thing lets out an angry, monstrous as it moves towards you, swings the arm up, hits the floor in front of you again with a loud metal clang.
As I'm scooting back into the bathroom to follow Jay, I will just scream back at it, just like howl.
Robin, are you following into the bathroom?
Sure!
You can push the door shut behind you.
Yeah.
It has a huge metal lock on this side.
Wish we had that.
And you see, just in the floor, this puffy, fleshy hole in place of probably where the toilet would have been on the other side.
I would like to go through the flesh hole.
Okay, how are you going about it? You put your feet first, head first?
I'm going to do feet first.
Okay. Jay sits himself down, pushes his feet into the fleshy hole. And it's like one of those little like plastic water balloon things you put your finger at each end. You can feel it swelling around you, sort of making a room for you as you push your body in. You start to slide into it, feeling a little bit like you're moving your body into like the inside of an intestine.
Cool.
You push further down, it gets very dark, sort of that red glow of looking through your eyelids.
We've been birthed. Now it's time to be excreted.
Maybe an agility check.
To pass through the colon of the house.
4.
4.
It's so cruel that agility is one of my dump stats and I never roll above a fucking 10 for it. F.
You push yourself down, you feel sharp little thorns inside this fleshy tunnel, biting at your skin. You're just going to lose a health point as you wriggle down.
It's sharp in here.
You can barely hear that as you inside the fleshy hole. It's over here.
Just look to Robin.
What?
You hear on the outside of the door.
I hate it here.
I hate it here!
I'll just slide face first in. Because I'm on the floor anyway, I'm just going
We meet head face to face in the flesh tube. Bro, what if we kissed in the flesh tube? Haha, JK.
Make me an agility check.
Yes.
9! You also lose a health point as you feel these little thorns biting at you.
You just see my little feet kicking.
Oh, God.
Chris like swims down the fleshy tunnel.
Is there anything in here aside from the flesh hole?
Kicky feet.
You see a mirror above the sink with the crack in it that was the same one you watched Eliza get smashed into. Through it you can see, just move your head, just like a glimpse of the real world.
If I put my hand up to it, can I?
You can't push through it.
Right. No easy exit that way.
Might be a bit awkward if we had to try and climb back up.
It's like you guys are on your own.
Whoops.
Okay. Jay, you wriggle further down, and you eventually like slop out the bottom, and you're in the downstairs like TV room.
I'll wait for Chris to slop out after me so I can maybe kind of help his passage.
Do like that mermaid movement to get through.
It's so bad.
To reach the other side, both of you make me a sanity check.
17.
That's a 13, baby.
You're both okay. You think
else
this
before.
might come back and bite you later, but at this point, that was better than what was upstairs. Robin, you're still in the bathroom.
Guess I'm occupied. I'm gonna climb into the butthole again.
You push yourself into the puckered flesh hole on the floor and force your way down. Feet or face first?
Feet.
Make me an agility roll.
You're the cowards.
You enjoy describing puckered buttholes too much.
Dirty 20.
It's actually good at a butthole, not me. Dirty 20. As you do, you just like tense up on the inside and let yourself slide through it instead of trying to move. And you easily slither through this like a wet plastic tunnel. You see Robin's head emerge from the wall at the bottom, sort of hair slicked down with nasty goo. Not as many scratches, whereas you see these two have got like nasty scratches down their face on both sides.
Okay, now!
Sanity check.
15.
15. You're okay somehow.
Somehow, why?
I feel like there are things that happen here that we need to, that we know we're keeping between us and only us.
Are we getting your brother or not?
Yep. We're waiting for you.
Okay, you can pull the door open to this room. You can hear the heavy thumps of Cedric Hawthorne, you guess, moving around upstairs. You make your way back up the corridor towards the front doors again, still open.
Keep an ear out for Catherine.
You hear something dragging itself around upstairs, but you don't see it this time.
Okay, we'll just make a break for the door then.
Make
Just
a break
start
for the
running,
door, nothing else
hobbling.
stops you. And you start running across the grounds of Hawthorne Manor back towards the Iron Gate with this key clutched in hand.
Running
Just shouting
as hard as we can.
The closer, as we get closer to it, like 10-15 feet, I'll just shout for Harvey.
You hear no response. You see no one at the gate.
Come on, Harvey, come on, come on! Come on.
Just get it unlocked, but hold it shut until he turns up.
I'll have it in the keyhole and ready to unlock and open when he gets here.
Okay.
Kind of nervous about if we unlock it now, it might lower defences.
Yeah.
Okay. You put the key in the keyhole and you wait.
Keeping an eye out for anything coming at us from the house as well.
You wait.
Jeez.
You think you saw him run to your left around the walls. You don't know how far he's had to run. How long do you wait?
Oh god, what if he's not coming back?
I mean, after like 5 minutes or so, Jay's gonna be like, so, do you think maybe he's still being chased and we kind of need to go after him?
Or something got him.
I'm gonna unlock the door and step out.
Okay. There's a huge metal creak as you unlock these heavy gates. This clunking lock, you pull it open. The three of you step out beyond the boundary of Hawthorne Manor. And you find the forest beyond thick with fog. You call out for your brother. You listen. You hear rustling in the trees. And you find that the mist is so thick you can barely see each other. Jay and Robin, will you please leave the table?
Okay.
Chris, you find yourself wandering into the mist, losing the grey silhouettes of your friends in the heavy fog until you're all alone. The light of your flashlight flickers back, on and off, barely penetrating further than you can stretch your arms ahead of you. You walk on, seeing no other possible path than to just keep moving forwards until you can see something clearer. And you begin to see a building emerging from the mist. A small cabin, light above the door, flickering on and off. You're at the door before you know it. Do you open it?
I do.
You step inside and close the door behind you. Feel instinctively for a light switch on your left side, and the lights inside come on. You realise it's your cabin.
Oh!
You see a single room, cosy, decorated with photographs of the national park. Your double bed still unmade how you left it. On the dresser, the photo of you and your brother as children that you've always kept there. On another wall, a mirror, and in the mirror, you can see a glimpse of your room at Beacon House in the exact state you left it in. As you move side to side, you see nothing moving on the other side, but it's a glimpse of the real world. Suddenly, your park ranger radio sat at the desk goes off. Station to ward. Station to ward.
I'll go over to it, flick the receiver and just... Yeah, ward receiving.
We have a couple of hikers missing in the forest. Last known coordinates are, and the string of coordinates. We send you to check it out.
Roger that.
There's another crackle, and the radio goes off. The lights in the cabin flicker on and off. You feel a shiver run through you, like cold water rolling down your spine. You look up to the window above your desk. You see a pair of glowing eyes watching you through the glass from the fog outside.
I go and draw the curtains.
Easily can. Pull the curtains across.
I don't like being alone. Oh, Christ. Gonna look around for the gun storage I would have in my little ranger hut.
Yep. So you know where your locker is, you can open it.
Do I have any weapons in there?
You'd find probably your like
Fire
standard
axe?
issue, fire axe.
I'll take my fire axe. Flare gun?
Yeah.
And some flares, so I'll just...
Take your basic range of supplies.
Oh god. And I will down some painkillers while I'm here.
Yep. Go into your little bathroom, throw open your cabinet, grab a bottle of painkillers and down a couple of them, take a health point back.
What the fuck is this? Look at myself in the mirror. I look exactly the same as I did.
The radio goes off again. Station to ward, station to ward.
Yeah, I'm gonna go back over to it and...
We have a couple of hikers missing in the forest. Last known coordinates are, and the same string of coordinates.
Can you hear me?
No response. Maybe a sanity check.
Oh god. Nat 20.
Nat 20. You're okay.
Okay. I'm gonna pocket the photograph of me and Harvey as children.
Yep.
Look through the window, I open the curtain a little bit to look through the window.
The eyes are gone.
Okay.
You just see rolling forest outside like you used to.
Give myself a slap on the face. This isn't real. This isn't real.
Maybe a nerve roll.
I get -2 to nerve rolls when I'm alone.
Yep.
So now I only have a +2 to my nerve. 10.
10. Okay. You feel prickle in the back of your shoulders of just nervousness, but you're convinced this isn't real. You were with the others. You saw your brother.
Are there any salt containers in here?
You probably have a small thing of salt.
I'll just grab that as well for extra protection. Arm myself with my little fire axe and load one of the flares into the flare gun, put it in my little pocket. Yank the door open.
You prepare yourself for there to be something horrible, and then suddenly you pull it open. It's just the front step of your cabin. Just the path leading out into the woods.
Would I have an idea where those coordinates were in relation to where this, where my cabin was?
I'd say you instinctively have an idea, considering the scenario.
I want to go towards where the coordinates were that kept getting repeated.
You start walking out into the woods. And you swear as you glance around you, you see in your peripheral over and over again that glowing set of eyes. Just a low hum of static in your brain. You keep moving. You hear a growl behind you. You turn. You see something shift behind a tree. Do you keep going, or do you investigate?
I light the lamp
Yeah?
with like new oil in it and salt. And I lift the lamp up to have a look and see what's there.
You see nothing.
Okay. And cautiously I will continue onwards.
As you start moving, the lamp goes down again.
You're running out too quick today.
Doesn't look like it's running out of fuel. It's just that it won't stay on.
You're useless. I'll carabiner it back to my backpack and just carry on moving then. A little bit faster than I have been.
Okay. Make me an endurance check.
Endurance plus endurance is +2. 17.
17. You continue on through the trees. You're constantly aware of something prowling around your peripheral, following you through the woods, but you can't seem to catch sight of it no matter what. And if you keep moving hard enough and fast enough, you're able to keep the static from getting too loud inside your head. Eventually you approach the coordinates. You've got no bearing of time, how long you've been walking. And there you see a dark figure crouched down over the corpse of a dead deer. You can't really make out any of the features of the figure. At this distance, it's still quite foggy.
Humanoid or?
Humanoid.
I'm going to approach very quietly.
Make a cognition check.
19.
19. You get closer and you realise as the figure starts to take shape, it's not a deer, it's a person laying down on the ground. And it's not just a figure, it's you crouched over it. And as you move closer, again, it's not just a person on the ground, it's Harvey. And then the visage of you turns and looks up at you, blood streaked down its mouth. Its eyes reflect the light of your little torch. It stays crouched there. You can see a gaping wound in your brother's stomach. And then it springs to its feet and starts sprinting towards you. Make me a sanity check.
Christ. 7.
7. There's a sanity point as you watch yourself sprint directly towards you. Are you doing anything?
Lifting the flare gun.
Okay.
And aiming it at me. Like, me that's running at me.
You pull the trigger, making a agility check for aim.
+5 to agility, that's 17.
17. You fire the flare off and you see this explosion of light, and you have to close your eyes and brace yourself against it. And as you open your eyes again, you can see the flare on the ground, burning up, smoke rising from it, and the visage of you gone. You hear the static recede in your head, and you can see this body laying on the ground, now sort of hidden in the smoke of the flare.
Very tentatively approach the figure on the floor.
You move forwards. When you look down, bracing to see your brother, it's not Harvey anymore, it's Jeremiah, bleeding from the head. His chest isn't moving, but his eyes are open, staring up at you. And you see, mouth not moving, but somewhere in the air around you, you did this, you monster.
Seems so. I'm going to reach out to check his pulse.
Cold.
Stand from him and just ignore him.
You keep going.
Just walk past him.
You step over the body and keep walking into the woods. As you do, you swear you hear a voice carrying on the wind, just Harvey. Harvey.
I'm not Harvey.
You march on forwards. Eventually you see a familiar scene, camping equipment strewn around. a couple of blue and red bags and a couple of blue and red coats, bloodied, shredded. You remember this from when you left the bunker, and you look up expecting to see 2 trees, one with Find Lyra perhaps carved into it. Instead, where the trees stand, you see 2 bodies, bent and twisted around the tree trunks as though they've been strapped to it, like the figureheads on a ship. Their legs seem to merge into the trunk itself, and you're barely able to determine the difference between bark and the lines of their shoes, the folds of their clothing. A thin layer of moss has grown over their skin, and the branches of the tree restrain them, more twisted, pushing into their throats like respiratory tubes. Their eyes are closed, but you notice the faintest rise and fall of their chests with persistent breath. One of them has, carved right into the center of its chest, Find Lyra. Make me a sanity roll.
Christ. 3!
Lose 2 more sanity points.
2. Okay! 1, 2.
You're on temporary insanity. Oh boy!
So, what's that mean though? Because
You're just on temporary insanity.
on temporary.
There's no negation to your skills at the moment, but you are going to need to have to roll me a dice to find out what your temporary state of insanity. So roll me a d12.
6.
6. Until your temporary insanity breaks, you are prone to physical hysterics and emotional outbursts. Determine that how you wish.
Okay.
Your temporary insanity can be restored through a brief rest, or an ally can improvise and try and break you out of the state.
Okay.
Until that's over, you are prone to physical hysterics and emotional outbursts. As you look at this tree and you realise that this message was carved, you think, for you, maybe even by your brother, directly into the flesh of someone else.
Fuck you! Fuck this place. Okay, no, that's cool. Oh, he's gonna take the axe and hack at the tree branches holding one of the people up.
Okay. Swing a strength check.
17.
17. The axe easily cleaves through the branches and you see the body start to fall forwards, although the branches down its throat are still holding it sort of upright.
I'll go for the branches on its throat.
And cleave them free as well. And as it flops forward, you realise that whoever this is probably too far gone. They just hang there in this tree. Part of them merged into the trunk itself.
Fuck, this place so fucking hard.
The buzz of static starts to swallow your brain again. And you look behind you over your shoulder and you see 2 glowing eyes.
I'm gonna bolt and just start running in the opposite direction.
Okay. You start to run. You keep going. Don't even look where you're going at this point, just running through the trees, clutching onto your axe, laughing to yourself as you cannot comprehend any of this stuff that's happening to you anymore. And you run and run and run and you see another door.
I'm gonna just like shoulder barge my way into it.
You run and shoulder barge your way into it. Everything inside is black. Can you please fetch Jay?
Yes, I can.
Okay. Jay.
Hi.
You find yourself wandering into the mist, losing the grey silhouettes of your friends in the heavy fog until you're all alone. The light of your flashlight in one hand, barely penetrating further than you can stretch your arms ahead of you. You keep walking, unable to think of anything else to do, hoping that you might find something else, until you come to a brick wall. You walk alongside it, a low fence, and an iron gate. And across the iron gate in white lettering, you can read. It's going to make you laugh. Tufnell Park playing fields.
You're right, that does make me laugh.
A park you know is around the corner from your parents' house.
Cool. Guess I'm going into the park.
You unhinge the park gate and you push it open with a loud creak. You enter through and you begin to see a field stretching out ahead of you. In the fog that fills the park, you can see the hulking shape of some huge creature. Something not dissimilar but not the same to the one you believed was Cedric Hawthorne, roaming and patrolling across the playing fields. In the distance beyond that, you can see the high rises of apartment buildings, different houses, a few scattered trees.
Cool.
You hear a deep, low growl that fills you with dread. And then suddenly you feel, more than you see, the rush of your school friends running past you towards the park going, "Come on, Jay, come on!" You hear their laughter as they run further into the park and see their sort of dark silhouettes disappearing, completely unaware of the creature ahead. Make me a sanity check.
5.
Drop a sanity point.
Jay's sort of looking around at all this quite bewildered, but honestly not unused to strange things happening at this point. I've just seen like primary school or high school friends.
Probably about 11.
Cool. Touch my face. I've still got a beard. I'm still
You're
an
still
adult.
you.
Cool. I'm still an adult. Rad. I mean, I don't particularly want to go towards the big thing. So, Jay is going to quietly and carefully start making his way the way through the park that he would know would lead towards his parents' house.
Okay. Maybe an agility check for that quiet and careful.
12.
12. Okay. You glance over and you watch the silhouette sort of disappear into the mist. Another deep, low growl as this thing seems to lumber slowly. Must be about 15 feet high. As you move away, you do hear some distant, desperate screams behind you, but you keep going, following this path towards where you know your parents' house is. As you do, you know that you're going to pass the playground, and you hear the slow creaking of the swing back and forth. Eventually, you can see it out of the corner of your eye. One of the swings is slowly swinging, with no one on it. On the other sits a small boy facing away from you. Brown skin, dark hair. He's crying quietly, clutching something on his lap.
Is this something I remember?
It feels faintly familiar.
Jay kind of heaves a heavy sigh, goes over to the swing that's just swinging and like stills it, sort of peers around like, you okay there?
As you start to lean forward, the boy turns his head. It moves beyond the natural scope of a neck.
Yeah.
And you see, despite the fact that he's crying, there's a huge toothy grin plastered on his face. The mouth stretches almost up to the boy's ears. Too many teeth inside of it. So sharp, as he's smiling that they're cutting into his lower lip, making him bleed. Besides this monstrous disfiguration, it looks like a much younger you. He just looks at you with this huge smile and lets out another tears dripping down, mixing with the blood.
As soon as it started turning around, Jay raised the torch to be prepared to just bonk something out from getting him, but is gonna sort of give it a moment of, I guess, trying to communicate. But if anything happens, he's gonna hit his younger self with a torch. Crying, huh? Someone said something mean?
It's because because of disappointment.
Know that feeling?
I'm sorry.
It's okay. What was it this time?
So on cradles, you see a camera in a small boy's hand, and then child J just drops it onto the floor, and with it, a scattering of Polaroids hit the ground, and the boy just starts to swing.
Sort of scoop the torch under my other elbow, pick up some of the Polaroids and just have a flick through.
You have a flick through and you see pictures of your family through the years, different ages, scenes that you remember from birthdays, family meals, all of them with a looming tall figure in the background, face not quite caught on the camera, long pale bony fingers sat on your shoulder in every single image, just squeezing it almost comfortingly.
I don't care for that shit at all!
As you're staring down at these, flicking through one after the other, make me a sanity roll.
15.
15. You're okay. You're convinced that's not real.
I'm in a creepy place.
Place is just messing with you. And as you decide this, you let the Polaroids fall down onto the ground. These aren't yours, you don't want these. And then behind you, you hear dogs barking.
Fuck.
Make me a nerve roll.
So, +4, -2, so +2. 5.
5. You freeze up on the spot. You don't even want to look around. And then you're struck with the memory of being in this park at some point in your childhood, being bitten by a dog, and you just don't want to move at all, frozen to the spot. The little kid on the swing looks up at you again, head twisting all the way round. Goes, coward.
I don't see you doing anything.
Reaches down, picks up the camera, and walks away from the swing, leaves it swinging in place. You hear the barking get closer and closer, turn into a growl. Finally dare look back over your shoulder, and you see more four-legged canine-like creatures, this time with jaws that run too far back in their faces, almost to their neck, and glow from inside their mouths and their eyes, twisted ram's horns coming out of their heads in place of ears. They slobber, lick their jaws, moving towards you.
Great. Just run.
Just run.
Run as fast as I can.
Make me an agility check.
Cool. 16.
The dogs chase after you. You bolt away from the playground. You run up to the fence and climb over it, like the small fence around the outside. And you glance back as you start booking it across the field in the direction you were going before, and you see these dogs in quick pursuit, easily clearing the fence, and before you know it, they're on you, snapping at your ankles. What's your grip?
It's only 11.
One of them misses, the other one catches onto your thigh. You feel a snare of pain as the teeth rip through your flesh. You're going to lose 2 health points. Running starts to get harder as this pain sears through your leg. You're limping along now. You're still carrying your torch and your camera.
These are quite heavy duty torches, aren't they?
Mm-hmm.
I'll smack the dog with the torch.
Okay.
Can't afford to do anything with the camera.
Roll me strength or agility, your choice.
17 for strength.
17 for strength. Okay. You swing around with this heavy duty torch and smash it down on the creature's head. You see it like buckle backwards, head going down onto the floor, and although you're moving slowly, it doesn't seem to pick up speed again after you. You keep going. Make me another agility at a disadvantage, unless you want to spend an adrenaline token.
Not yet. Get back here. Okay. Disadvantage is 11.
The second one comes tearing around on the side like it was flanking you, and comes up towards you, running at you from the front now, and jumps, trying to knock you over. It does. You feel it slam into your chest, these two twisted horns pointing forward, pinning you down by your shoulders. It snarls in your face, saliva dripping off its mouth right onto your cheek. You feel a thick rivulet of saliva dripping down your face. It's going to try and bite you. It's all you can do to struggle backwards and keep its jaw from closing around your face. It's got you pinned down on the ground. What would you like to do?
Again, kind of like tucking the torch to just feel around for my thing of salt and just open the top of it and cram the entire thing down its throat.
Make me an agility check.
Adrenaline, fuck. What's the worst agility? 17.
17. In desperation, you feel the adrenaline flood through your body. Tuck the torch under your arm, grab at this thing of salt, twist the lid off, just shove it down into the dog's mouth, and you see immediately smoke starting to pour out of its skin as it starts to writhe and burn up and drops to the side off you and starts like twitching on the floor, curling in on itself. You see now the full demonic form of its spines along its back, skin clinging to its ribs like a dead body, and it curls into a ball. You waste no time getting back to your feet, chucking the discarded salt can now and continuing to run.
Taking the torch back in my free hand and just...
The torchlight flashes past you, camera in the other hand, as you keep running and keep running and keep running, and you hear more barking behind you. It sounds like maybe half a dozen of them now. You keep going and you come up to the edge of a lake.
A lake?
A lake.
Fuck! What's worse, dogs or lakes? How far does it look around the lake?
It looks like it stretches out as far as you could possibly move in each direction.
Can't take a camera in the lake! Fuck! How waterproof are the rucksacks that we have?
They're pretty decent camping rucksacks. You paid quite a lot of money for them.
Okay.
You'd consider it waterproof at least to a degree.
Okay. If I emptied out pretty much everything from the rucksack, would I be able to put the camera inside it?
Yes.
Cool. If I empty it out, also take off my jacket, wrap the camera in the jacket, put the camera in the rucksack, zip it up, eat the last energy bar I have, and in I go!
Okay, sure. I'll let you have that. You shove the energy jar in your face in a health point. As you stuff the camera into the bag, discarding
Basically
food,
everything.
drinks, first aid kits, everything you can, and march into the water.
Yes.
It's dark, it's murky, it's freezing cold as you feel it soaking up your trousers onto your t-shirt against your bare skin, where you now see plain these black veins all the way up both arms, and just keep going into the lake until it gets too deep to stand.
Yep.
Make me an agility check for swimming. Believe you have a setback.
Only on endurance.
Only on endurance? Okay.
Oh, that's still an advantage because I'm still drowning, and thank God. No, it's 4. I rolled a nat 1 and a 3.
Okay. You swim forwards, just sort of struggling in this ice cold water, all of your limbs shaking and shivering, and you think, oh God, I can't do this. And you look back and you can't see the park anymore. You're just in the waters of a lake. Something slimy wraps around your ankle as you tread water. And you feel yourself yanked downwards. Suddenly you're completely under the water, backpack and all. You open your eyes and you can barely see down here. It's dark, it's murky, that sort of grey scale that comes from being deep, but you see a door.
Let's go for the door.
You swim for the door, whatever was on your ankle is gone, and you grab at the handle, you force it open, swim through into darkness. I would like you to get Robin. Robin,
Hi.
you find yourself wandering into the mist, losing the grey silhouettes of your friends in the heavy fog until you're all alone. The light of your thick, heavy flashlight barely penetrates further than you can stretch your arms ahead of you. You walk on with no other idea of what you could possibly do at this point, hoping to find something else, until you start to see a stretch of tall brick building in the fog ahead of you. You move closer, curiously, a little bit unnerved, and you come to the end of an alleyway. Stretched across the alleyway, you see crime scene tape. Some of it snapped and flapping around in the wind. Are you proceeding into the alley?
Make sure nothing's following me first.
Make a cognition check.
13.
You glance around. You see what you think must be a dark shape flashing past your eyes in your peripheral, but you can't see anyone you were with. You can't make anything out in particular.
Yeah, go on then. Down the alleyway we go.
You duck under the crime scene tape and you proceed into the dark alleyway. You step into puddles of water and you start to realise that the rain is battering down, soaking you through to the skin, and it's icy cold. You move further into the fog-filled darkness. Your feet sink into depths of deep puddles, a couple of inches of rain at least, till down at the end you can make out the light of a streetlight. Moving, looking between the streetlight and the ground, making sure you don't want to trip over anything. Eventually you realise the puddles are no longer water, but puddles of blood, as the red soaks onto your shoes. Then ahead of you, you see a body laying face down. Long dark hair, looks to be ravaged by some sort of animal.
You son of a bitch. Oh, Jesus. She'll stop dead for a minute upon seeing that.
Make me a sanity roll.
Oh, that's going to be the thing that takes my sanity down, is it? That's a 4. First time I've lost sanity to a roll.
3 sanity points.
Figured.
As you recognise the body of your mother laying in the lane.
Is this sanity off what my current sanity is? Cool. Oh god, okay. Oh, Jesus. Is there anything else around, or is it just us?
It's just you. You see a little further beyond, like a green dumpster, a couple of trash cans, the usual alleyway fare. These pools of blood around your feet, which you now realise are sort of running down from the body, pulling in potholes in the alleyway.
There's no like flesh buildings or anything. It's all just
Regular buildings.
more reality based.
And do I recognise the area at all?
Say, seems remotely like maybe the city where your parents used to live.
It's gonna very slowly and tentatively get a bit closer.
Scoop closer, very carefully. And you see the body is starting to move slightly.
Stop.
Suddenly it's yanked upwards as if by puppet strings, standing upright in the street, but
God.
the joints clatter as if they're made of porcelain.
Oh god.
You see the head raise and look at you, the twisted mould face of your mother, her eyes widen in recognition as she sees you. She screams out, "Robin!"
I'm backing away, I'm backing away. No, I'm backing
Before
away.
shrieking as you see her flung violently upwards, disappearing into the fog above you.
Christ!
You hear her screams for a long time as she disappears up into the distance, and you notice a ladder leading up the side of the building. Make me another sanity roll.
16.
16.
Fuck. It's gonna take a second. Just try and reason that this isn't real. And then go for the ladder.
Overall.
Start climbing up it. 17.
17. It's the reasoning that this isn't real that gives you the courage to start climbing the ladder. One foot after the other on the metal rungs, echoing out into the alleyway. You glance back and forth. You see nothing coming, and you just start climbing. You keep climbing for what feels like hours, until there's nothing but fog below you and fog above you, and then eventually you reach the top. You pull yourself up onto what you're sure must be the top of the building, but realise that you're now standing at the top of a cliff. And you see a light swing past you, and again, until you realise that you're standing on the cliff next to the lighthouse. You look about yourself, you see Beacon House Guest House. You see the lighthouse with the crack in the side from where the monstrous Alice Hawthorne tried to force her way in. You hear something heavy land behind you.
Is sort of the edge of the building and the ladder still there, or is that gone?
You turn and it's just land behind you. Do you dare look all the way?
Yeah, I'll have to.
When you turn, you see the puppet-like figure of your mother once more. Thick tree roots exploding out of her torso, one after the other, as they did with Alice. They make 8 spider-like legs that push her body upwards. And she dangles from the center of them. You see the guts hanging from the gashes in her body as she starts to move towards you on these 8 limbs. Maybe another sanity check.
Oh, 5.
5. Lose another 2 sanity points.
No. This is fine.
You see her face is twisted with fear as this mutated creature scuttles faster and faster towards you and pushes you back until you're backing up to the edge of the cliff. And she looks down at you, and the doll-like face you realise doesn't look quite real, looks uncanny, smiles. Robin, you came home.
No, I didn't. This is not my home and never will be.
What would you like to do?
So how far is it between, like, where I am, the cliff edge, and her?
She's like maybe 5 feet in front of you. There's like maybe a foot behind you.
Between a rock and a hard place. Gonna just take a look over my shoulder, see how far down it is.
You see it plummets all the way down, maybe 250 feet to the sea. As you do, you feel that feeling of that sensation of your stomach flipping, and your knees starting to go weak.
Why didn't you tell me anything? You never told me anything about this place!
Face twists again. I was trying to protect you. I was keeping you safe. He moves 1 foot closer.
Something like this you could never have kept me safe from!
Starts to lean down. You see insects moving over the guts that hang out from her abdomen. You came home at last.
This isn't my home.
One of the tree root legs raises up and goes to take a jab at you. Roll me an agility check.
12.
12. It knocks you flying off to the side. You make me another agility check as you try not to fall right over the edge of the cliff.
Oh boy, 6.
6. You feel your body hit the very edge of the cliff and start to go down, scrambling desperately, and you find yourself tumbling, watching this thing come clawing its way down like a spider scuttling vertically down the wall. and your mother reaches out for you with a human arm from her torso. So you try and take it?
Like,
or do you let yourself fall?
in that sort of last little moment before everything just goes to shit, I'm just gonna look her right in the eyes and say, this is not my home, and you are not my mom! I'm just gonna let myself fall.
You plummet downwards. You see her hand reaching out towards you, eyes wide, and then bits of her face flaking away like porcelain shattering, falling down after you. You see the tree roots snaking down the side of the cliff, moving towards you, and then you hit the water heavily. You feel your whole body consumed by it, an ache right up your spine, lose 2 health points.
Jeez.
And you feel your vision start to blur as you go under the water, sinking down into the depths of Lake Huron.
Oh god.
And then at the bottom, you see a light. You turn over, swim towards it. The light beckons you down, and you realise, again, it's the light of the lighthouse, swinging around, and you're not under the water, you're at the top of a cliff.
Stop it!
Behind you, you hear something heavy land. You look around and you see again the puppet-like figure of your mother. Tree roots exploding out into spider-like legs, moving closer. You came home.
I'm not going to say anything to her this time. I'm going to get up, run for the cliff edge and jump off it.
You run, you throw yourself off again. You're not sure how long this sequence repeats for. Maybe 3 times, maybe 10.
Welcome to hell!
Make me another sanity check.
6.
6. Drop 1 more sanity point and lose 3 health points
Oh, God.
as you jump over the cliff again and again.
Oh god. I got 3 health points. Oh, this is fine. This is fine.
One more time, you find yourself standing at the top of the cliff,
Gonna
light swinging round.
turn to where I'm sure she's gonna be. What do you want from me?
Moves closer again this time. I want you to be free.
Let me go then! Please let me go!
Roll me a charm roll.
Ooh. I have a skill in persuasion.
Roll it, make it advantage.
Yeah! Oh great. 8.
8.
There was a 6 and a 7.
Oh, that's a 3.
Oh!
She reaches out her hand and caresses your face. It doesn't feel natural, it feels like china. And then she just falls still like a puppet. Someone's released the strings.
Back away from her.
You're able to move past, away from the cliff's edge.
Okay. Does anything with the scene change? Like,
Not yet.
okay. Nothing different like down the bottom of the cliff.
Still looks like the lake.
Okay. Gonna move past her the other way, like back in towards into the forest where I guess Hawthorne Manor is, or the bunker is, or anywhere else.
You start heading back into the trees. As you do, the fog around you starts to get thick and heavy once more until you can't see anything else. And then emerging out of the fog, you see a door. Just standing alone in the trees.
What kind of door?
It's a plain wooden door.
Like carved, like the door we saw to the ritual room?
Not intricate like the doors in Hawthorne Manor, just simple wooden door.
Do I recognise it from anywhere?
Not at all.
Okay. I'll walk around it to see if there's anything on the other side of it.
Nothing.
And then inspect the what I'm assuming is going to be a door handle there. Is there a lock or
No lock.
just regular door handle?
Just a regular doorknob.
Gonna try and open it.
You open it, push it open. You see on the other side the dark space of what looks to be a room, and you step through. Could you get the others?
Again. Oh shit, fam! That was much!
The three of you step into darkness. The first thing you become aware of as you awaken is the cold of concrete beneath you. The second is the dark and the presence of two other people beside you as you blink your eyes open to the hissing sound of TV static, which casts an eerie dancing light over the space. Above you, a high concrete ceiling houses pipes and an overhead vent.
Oh no.
Around you, you're aware of repetitive, gaudy wallpaper and lumps that must be furniture, although you're laying on the ground. The faint smell of damp and salt hangs in the air. As you sit up, you start to recognise your friends on either side of you, streaked with dirt and grazes and blood in places that you didn't see blood before. Something you can feel mirrored in the throb of your own body and the grimy feeling on your skin. And there's a dull ache in your chests, tangled over your hearts. As you sit up, once again, inside the bunker.
Do my ribs hurt?
No?
This isn't real. This isn't real. This isn't the real world.
A loud banging begins on the metal circular door of the bunker. Outside of it, you hear the sound of rushing water.
That's new.
We should open it. What else we got to lose?
We could go back up through the vent again.
No. I'm gonna go and open the door.
Okay.
I'm gonna head towards the
Chris
top.
gets up and goes straight over towards the circular door and starts turning the metal.
What do you think you're doing?
No, I'm done with this. I'm done with this shit.
Don't slap him in the face.
I'm gonna like grab at the back of his clothes.
Okay. There's a loud crack as Jay slaps you around the face. Jay, roll strength.
I had one more adrenaline left. Do I still
You can
have
use
it? 6.
6. Okay. It sort of stops you from what you're doing, but doesn't quite break you out of your temporary insanity.
Oh, fun.
Good.
I'm gonna push you away and carry on trying to open the door then.
I'm trying to drag you back, like by the back of your jacket or whatever.
Roll strength.
Yay!
What's your grip? 13.
15 is grit.
4.
4. You can't, as much as you want to. Chris is bigger than you, he is stronger than you, and he wants this door open. It doesn't take much to twist the handle the rest of the way around, and as soon as you do, the water pushes the door open, and you see it flooding into the room that you're in, immediately filling the floor level of the bunker a couple of inches, and still coming.
Cool. Thanks, dickhead.
Now we can move. Let's go. Let's fucking move.
You can't, as more and more water rushes in, and you realise it's already reached knee level by the time you look down.
Cool. I clock eyes with Robin and I go to rip the vent off. Like jump up on the sofa or whatever and rip the vent off.
Yep.
Make me an agility check.
Hoi. I have -1 to everything now because of stamina.
Oh jeez.
So this is just, you know what? Not that it helped. 4.
4. You struggle to get up on the back of the sofa, and Chris is a bit taller than you, and you can't quite reach the vent.
Boost me! Give me a boost!
Yep. Boosting Robin.
Try and do the same thing. 9.
You reach up with Jay's help and got your fingers in the vent, and you just shake it helplessly.
Chris!
Chris, the water is now up at your waist. It is freezing cold.
Battling my way against it.
We're starting trying to move out. The further you get up the tunnel, and it's not far, the more aware you are that you can't see any glowing orange runes from down the other end. What you can hear is the slow movement of something snaking its way down the tunnel. And where is it?
Chris, no!
I'm gonna turn around and run back to these guys. vault onto the sofa and just try and leap for the vent and pull it off.
Right, you can reach it, make me a strength check.
16.
16. You scramble up onto the sofa, put your hands on the vent, start pulling it down, and you don't really care if it hurts you at this point, so you just tear it off, slices your fingers a little bit. The water reaches the back of the sofa at the top.
Cool, I shove Robin up because she's already on my shoulders.
Yeah, I'm getting in there.
Robin, you
Cool.
scramble into the vent once more. Jay and Chris, you're still stood on the sofa.
I reach my hand for her to...
I'll try and turn around and try and grab him to pull him back up
Make
into
an
the
agility
vent.
check.
9!
9. You can't lift him. If he's getting up there, it's not going to be with your help. Was that with your small setback?
7! No, 8!
8. Jay, make an agility check to see if you can get out there on your own.
4 again.
4 again.
I'm just going to grab the back of your, like the back of your shirt, hoist you up, and just start throwing you up towards Robin. Strength?
You can do this, so you proved that you can, so I'm
Yeah.
going to say that you can push him up into the vent.
You do this.
You do this.
And then I'll hoist myself up in after.
As you do, you feel the tree root starting to wrap itself around your ankle. You still have your fire axe.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm going to turn around, like sit myself on the vent edge, then turn around and just whack the fire axe against.
Roll agility.
Dirty 20.
You bring the axe down and just chop that particular tree root off. You see blood pouring out of the end of it.
Cool.
And you push your way into the vent. The three of you make your way forwards through this thing, familiar setting, pushing through insects and cobwebs down to the other end. You reach the vent at the other end, Robin, and you're struck with the memory of not being able to get this one open yourself.
I will!
She's going to do it!
I'm gonna do it! Is it strength?
Yeah.
Cool, so just a -1. 5!
That was the nat 20 you deserved.
You desperately slam your hands against it. It doesn't budge.
Fuck you! Fuck you!
Flatten yourself again.
Flattening!
Just fucking scramble over it and punch this vent
Robin
open.
flattens herself against the bottom. Jay army crawls over the top of her. Try and punch the grate open.
4!
And again.
Better! 18!
18. In sheer desperation, you just stop punching at it. You're going to lose a health point as you bloody your knuckles.
Fine.
It eventually explodes away. And you just come tumbling outside into the clearing around the outside of the bunker. Robin, you scramble
Crawl out after
afterwards. Chris, you too. Still clutching your fire axe.
I'm going to turn around and is she following still up through the
You
vent?
don't see anything.
Fuck this place! Fuck this place! Not staying here! Turn around and start moving towards where the direction of the bridge is.
As you do, you see now, in this clearing, dozens of lumps of earth around the bunker entrance. 6 feet long, packed down, some fresher than others. All with headstones. As you move through, you see familiar names. They're sort of slabs of stone that have had these names carved onto them, but not like properly decorative headstones, but just chucked on top of the graves. Oscar Nelson, Lucy Horn, Francis Skinner, dozens more, and 2 open headstones at the top. J. Kohli and Chris Ward.
Excuse you?
Make me a sanity check, you two.
Shit.
16!
5.
I'm already insane, I'm just laughing at it!
You lose a sanity point, Jay, as you stare at your own grave.
It's a perfect size! That would fit me!
Shut up, Chris.
I'm gonna like stride over to Chris, fucking shove him. What the hell is wrong with you?
She shoves you hard, and it sort of snaps you out of your stupor for a moment.
What the fuck was that?
I mean, I'm thinking it too, mate.
I don't fucking know! This place isn't... Get into me! Fucking let's
towards the house. It's where we said we'd meet your brother. Maybe he's back by now. I don't know how long that took.
Who knows?
You move onwards. Escaping into the forest, you just keep going in the direction that you know now is back towards Hawthorne Manor.
Am I back up to 1 or are we still on?
You're still in temporary insanity, but the effect is worn off. Eventually, you move forward and you all see it. A tree, but not just a tree. There looks to be a person bent and twisted around the tree trunk, so strapped to it like the figurehead of a ship. Moss growing over his feet and shins, branches jammed down his throat like a respiratory tube. You see dark floppy hair and stubble on a broad frame. The clothes dated from a decade ago. All of you recognise Harvey Wood, trapped against the tree as it slowly tries to absorb him into the trunk.
I charge for it with my axe and start doing what I did with the hikers. Like cutting at the branches that are holding him, cutting at the ones at his throat and like going towards his mouth.
You swing the fire axe against the branches, prying them off. You pull the ones out of his throat and you hear
I'm just gonna wrap my arms around his chest and just pull him as far away from the tree.
his hands dig into your shoulders desperately and he's shaking as you pull him out of the tree, the moss breaking away, bark splintering off, and momentarily his legs are useless as he just hangs off you.
Something.
Just in time, huh?
Always have been.
I didn't recognize you at first. Pushes back onto his own 2 feet. Hi.
Hey.
Hi.
Thanks for the timely rescue.
You look the same.
Yeah. Not a day different, huh?
We need to get back, we need to move.
Yeah. Yeah. He just clings onto your arm as you start walking, sort of stumbling slightly. Jay, you feel the pain in your leg searing from where it's bleeding. Still bleeding, dripping out down your trouser legs.
Cool. I'll just rip off the end of my trouser leg and tie it around like a bandage.
You both see, forgoing using any sort of actual first aid, Jay just tears up a piece of his trouser leg and ties it tight around his deep wound.
We'll sort it when we get back to the house.
Sure.
Where's your shit?
My shit?
He's got his rucksack, but it's got something very different inside it by the look of it. It's not carrying his camera anymore.
Where's your camera?
In the bag.
Okay.
Gonna root through my rucksack as we walk and give Jay an energy bar.
Keep it for yourself.
No,
Please do.
fucking take it.
Eat another energy bar.
Take a health point.
Cool.
That is how health works in games.
Yeah.
Crazy netherworld health mechanics.
I'll munch health, the thingy energy bar as well, and give one to my brother. So I've only got no left. I've got none left now.
So we're sort of stumbling back towards the manor house, kind of eyeing Chris and Harvey like, care to fill us in on your end of things, Mr. Harvey Ward? Because it seems like there's a lot going on here.
Yeah. I caught sight of the 3 of you. Don't know if any of you have seen it, glimpses of the real world through windows and mirrors in this place.
Yeah.
Been trying to get your attention. Fuck. Leaving you messages, but it's not easy. I don't think many of them get through.
What messages?
Writing on a tree, on a window.
Great, that was you.
That wasn't a tree, or it was a person.
I know. I know it's a tree on your side. Why are you here?
To get you?
You've got a fancy knife, apparently.
Yeah. He reaches into his jacket and unsheaths out of what looks like a makeshift sheath this long, curved dagger.
That's the one.
Can't really mistake it.
So we're gonna kill Hank when we get back, right?
He's still around.
Santa's in here.
I would happily do that.
We should kick him in here. See how he likes it.
So he said he didn't kill all the Hawthorns, but you were there, right? You knew what happened? Did he kill them? Or...
No, he didn't.
I was telling the truth about something, at least.
You did it, right?
I did it.
Save Lara.
What, all of them?
Yeah.
Great. Great. Care to share why?
I might as well start at the beginning. I met Lyra in Toronto, where I was living. She was traveling, so she was there to see some of the city before she took over the family business. We hit it off real easy. And when she said she had to go home, I thought I'd follow her. I'd never really stayed in one place for long before. It was a no-brainer for me. Came to the island, didn't know it was there until she showed it to me. But it was so quaint. Quiet, sleepy island town. I fell for it almost as quickly as I fell for Lyra herself. I was staying at Hank's guest house up at the top of the cliff. Because the Hawthorns wouldn't let me stay in the house at first. They were funny about it. Lyra said they were just like that. A group of you make your way further through the forest. It's thankfully seemingly quiet as Harvey talks. Henry made me a little uncomfortable at first.
Oh shit.
They drag the dresser in front of the door every night. No locks.
Yeah, you're the same thought.
I would spend my days in the town or hanging out with Lyra. She was a bit reluctant at first to get closer to me, even though it was obvious we both felt that way about each other. And eventually, we both admitted to our feelings, and then suddenly Cedric Hawthorne was letting me into his house. And Catherine was sick. She was still quite attentive. Always making me a cup of sweetened tea in the morning. Quite an addictive taste. You can tell from the looks on your faces that you know where this is going. Cedric was always serious with me. I got the impression that he didn't like me at all. But then late August, after I'd been staying there nearly 6 weeks, he just changed his tune and said I might as well come stay in the house. You know, I thought, might as well. Free bed. That was a mistake. The other kids were weird. Eliza was a little bit too obsessed with me. Keenan was a creep. Always spoke like an adult, even though he was a child. But I got along with them well enough until I didn't. Started realizing something was wrong when Cedric started restricting where I could go, keeping me on the grounds. I remember one time I tried to head down to the town and he locked the gates.
Creepy.
I was starting to put things together, you know, the weird rooms, the rumors about magic, strange rooms in the house.
Picking up those books in the library.
I ended up climbing over the gate one day and heading down there all the same, researching what I could on the subject. But I didn't really know what was going on there. So I was trying to get Lyra to leave with me. I thought, we could just get out of here. She obviously noticed something weird is going on as well. That's when I started noticing the veins. Pull up the sleeve of his jacket and you can see he's got the black veins too. They were developing slowly over the next sort of 4 or 5 weeks up my arms, and I tried to go back to the guest house because Lyra told me I needed to leave the island. And Hank came to me and he told me the truth about the Hawthorne family, that they would lure travelers into their house this way and then they'd kill them through magic rituals. And he showed me proof. And he told me that they were going to make me sick. And they were going to make Lyra sick. And they were going to kill both of us. And that God had just, if you were there you would have understood. Told me that the only way to protect us both is to kill him. So I did. Eliza first, it was easy. Well, easy to trick her to trusting me. And killing her wasn't that easy. Never killed someone before. Watching the light seep out of somebody's eyes is really something. Stupid. Keenan saw me and he fled. Hank found me, and at this point he handed me over the wood axe and said, "This will make it easier." He would distract Cedric if I got the other two. You have to understand, he said it was the only way. I didn't see another choice. I was getting sicker by the day. Made my way up to the attic to find Cedric, just in time to see him shoot at Hank. I hid myself and then I took my chance, and Hank was bleeding out on the floor, so I demanded to know where Lyra was, and I forced it out of him. I found her in the basement, but it was too late. It was too late, and then I understood. I saw what was really going on, and she bled out. So I took the dagger and I ran. And when Hank found me, he said he was sorry and he would help me get her back, and there was one more chance. And he sent me to this place. He didn't know I was carrying the dagger on me. But he trapped me there. And here I am. And here I've been. And now, after what years? How long has it even been?
10 years.
10 years.
Yeah.
I understand all of it.
Then how do we fucking stop this?
Gotta play their games and complete their stupid ritual. You know, Oakwood still exists here, on this side. And all the people who lived in it still exist here. And they just live in this world. Hank is from here.
What?
Slipped through years ago.
I'm sorry, Hank is from here?
Son of one Eric Larson in Oakwood
Fuck off.
slipped through back into the real world. He wants to complete some fucking other ritual that his father always wanted.
To do what?
Bind their god into a mortal vessel and control it. I don't know.
That's what we're trying to do with Alice.
Yeah, vessel has to be a Hawthorne.
Shit.
At
We need
this
to
point-
keep Robin fucking away from him.
Oh yeah.
At this point, you're coming up to the walls of Hawthorne Manor again, and he just looks at them and he goes, I haven't even been able to get back inside the house. Those things in there hunt me.
Well, we just have to be quick then.
What's the plan? We couldn't get back to that fucking flesh room?
I guess that's the portal.
The mirror room.
Yeah, the behind the seance room. That's their way in and out. The Hawthorns used to keep it so they could come in here and take creatures and study them.
That went well. Well, we get out and we send Hank back to where he came from.
I'm gonna send him further than that.
You got any other weapons on you?
No, I did. No, it's still forgotten. But the knife works on everything. Takes it out again. Creatures this side, creatures that side. It's made of the wood of the oak tree.
I still say we burn that fucking thing down.
I've got to get back through first.
So we're heading straight to the seance room, quick as possible.
Quick as possible.
Get the salt ready.
Through the front or through the back?
Front's closer.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get the gates open. The key is still there. You can push the gates to Hawthorne Manor open one more time and step inside. Harvey immediately turns and locks them. And you see the runes don't glow until you close the gates, and then they do again.
Complete the circuit, just like you said.
Don't let Hank have that key.
Yeah. Yeah. Why don't you take it? Please don't put this on me.
Take it off him. So how do we reverse these fucking veins then, huh? It went slowly with you, but pull my shirt down so it's around my heart. Not going so slow with us.
I think it's how much they feed it to you. For me, it was a little bit for months. I don't know. I mean, obviously, if I knew how to fix it, I would.
Great.
One thing at a time.
Yeah.
Nothing to lose.
If there's answers, they'll be in Cedric's library.
Gotta deal with Hank first.
Okay.
Give one of us the knife. If you go back through with it, Hank's probably just gonna kill you there. Take it.
Fine.
I'll take it.
Robin, you have obtained the ritual dagger, the sacred weapon. You see it now, the blade snakes forward into a tiny point. It has runes down the blade itself in the center. It's metal, but almost white. And the handle is made of old oak.
Give him the salt so he's got at least something.
I'll put some of my salt.
Okay.
Just pour it on the things if they come close.
Sure. Okay. Back into Hawthorne Manor. Go see your old fucking friend.
Slow approach, and then we peg it through the doors.
Yeah. The four of you make your way up the path towards Hawthorne Manor one more time. The front door's slightly ajar. As you approach them, you hear movement inside. Let's do this.
Yeah.
Quiet.
Everybody make me an agility check.
Jeez.
15.
9.
7.
You step inside the doors, and immediately at the top of the stairs you see the creature that you've heard dragging itself around. You see the gaunt and withered frame of Catherine Hawthorne dragging herself along the floor. Tumor-like lumps on her exposed shoulders and her back throbbing and pulsing. She turns and sees you and starts sliding down the stairs, and behind her she leaves a trail of pus. Her eyes can't be seen behind a stringy mop of hair, but the gash cleaved into her head by the axe wound that kills her remains there. And in it, another face seems to be growing like a fetal creature.
No!
It wails endlessly, and in place of her legs, her sickly, corpse-like form twists into one long tree root that drags behind her. She starts getting closer and closer.
We're going up the other stairs.
You don't need to go upstairs.
It's on the ground floor.
Okay, then we'll just carry on.
You start moving onwards, and then as you start passing her by, she opens her mouth, and in a banshee-like way, she lets out a deathly scream, and you hear of what you can only imagine is the monstrous Cedric Hawthorne moving towards the deathly screams of his wife.
Well, stealth's out the window.
Yeah, we're running for the
Run.
seance room.
As we're running, I want to like hold my axe under one arm and just pull out another flare and start loading the flare gun again.
Okay. Lucy Harvey sort of cast a sideways glance at you like, "Would you get it done?" But you start pelting through the hallway. You can hear on the floor above you and dust rattling down from the metal ceiling. In fact, looking up where the ceiling is made of mesh, you can see Cedric moving towards the staircase.
Oh, bad.
You run down the corridor and turn yourselves, darting into the seance room, and you see that fleshy hole back into the next room, and directly in front of you, one more creature.
What?
Walking quadrupedal like an animal, hairless and featureless, except for dozens of animal eyes of different shapes and sizes protruding all over its body.
No.
Legs and arms replaced by long, scalpel-like blades. You see what must be the monstrous Keenan Hawthorne.
You little freak.
Across the creature's throat, where the knife sliced through him with the killing blow, is another mouth. 3 tongues lolling out of it, drooling and tasting the air in your direction. And across another wound on the shoulder, another mouth. You see teeth sticking up out of it. You see Harvey's face just go completely taut in fear. Make me a sanity check.
Oh no. 9.
8.
5.
Everyone lose a sanity point.
I am under temporary insanity.
I am onto temporary insanity.
I'm on to minus.
Minus 1.
Yeah, so the minus plus 1.
Okay, we will deal with these two first. Each of you, there is a D12 on the table somewhere.
Where did I put it?
1, 3.
1,
2, 3. 9.
4. Jay, you momentarily go catatonic in no will of your own. You can be led or forced to do things, but you cannot take action.
Oh god.
4. You are incoherent or coherently babbling while the temporary insanity lasts. You've gone down to -1. Okay, at -1, you have a -1 penalty to intellect, charm, and agility. But a +1 bonus to nerve, strength, and endurance. As you just lose sanity and don't really care about the restrictions of your own mind anymore.
Okay. Cool. Tight.
And roll me a D12.
Oh! Just keep a d12 out.
6.
6.
Pretty sure that's what I
That's
rolled
what you
last
had
time.
before. Prone to emotional outbursts and occasional hysterics.
Keep it.
Yep. As you look once more into the face of Kin Hawthorne, this time featureless, grey-skinned and covered in eyeballs, all of which turn and look at the four of you. Ting ting! You hear the scalpel blades on the floor, moving across the mesh towards you. Everybody roll nerve.
16.
5.
8 for the first time I'm slow today.
So under 10, you're
8.
going to lose a turn.
Christ.
I'm double catatonic.
Oh god.
Two of you freeze up completely. Chris, as you go back into temporary insanity, you're just frozen to the spot looking at him, laughing to yourself, just you can't believe what you're looking at. Jay, you're shocked into absolute catatonic stillness. Robin, you feel something in your mind snap slightly. You still got your wits about you enough to want to defend against this thing. And you see Harvey step forward and raise the salt. You just said throw it at it, right? And he's just going to try and sort of sling a bunch of salt towards Keenan Hawthorne.
Do it. Please.
Why are we all rolling so pissed?
It just sort of slings towards him. You see bits of skin fizzle where it touches, but it doesn't seem to do a whole bunch of damage. Robin, it's your turn.
So I can still take an action, even though...
2, in fact. Enter a state of adrenaline.
Oh, okay. So even though I'm incoherently babbling to myself,
Yep.
I'm just gonna run right at it with the dagger, like in both hands, and try and stab it, like in the chest.
Okay, make me an agility check at advantage.
13.
13. Where are your stats, Miss King? 13. You drive the dagger into his chest. You have another action.
Oh, good God. I'm gonna pull it out and stab it again.
Make me a strength roll.
15.
15. Dagger goes in. There's a sort of wail from the mouth in his throat. You pull it out. You jam it in again. You jam in somewhere that feels like it's breaking through bone.
Good.
And the wailing sort of stops and it stutters.
Kill a little weirdo.
You two are frozen to the spot.
Hell yeah, we are.
So we couldn't do anything about that.
Stumbling backwards slightly, the creature is going to try and lunge forward and let the mouth on its throat bite at your shoulder. That's going to strike. Take 2 points of damage
Oh boy.
as you feel sharp, canine-like teeth sinking into your shoulder and tearing at the flesh.
Oh, she'll scream out at that.
Okay, Harvey again, watching this unfold, is just like, salt! You gave me salt! Is gonna charge forward and once again try and throw the salt at this creature's like screaming mouth as it pulls away from you. Christ! Those double 5s.
Oh my God.
It again burns up on the skin, but there's no significant damage without getting it like inside the creature or in a circle on the ground. It's your turn again, Robin.
Fuck. With my last adrenaline then, I'm gonna like yank the knife out, sort of jump up as high as I can and try and stab it like in the back of the spine, like back of its neck. Please! What is this? Sorry, a strength or agility?
Agility with the maneuvering.
Oh Christ, 14.
14. You just pull the dagger out, jump up, kind of blindly, no idea what you're doing, just stab it in. And as you do, you see the runes lighting up on the blade, and the creature just goes still.
Hell yeah, Robin.
All of the eyes turn and look at you on its body, and then it slides down on the floor. and hits the floor with a thud.
Hell yeah, Robin!
As you two kind of come out of your stupor enough to know what's going on, Jay is still kind of catatonic. Let's go, right? Are you okay?
Just sort of realising the pain that this thing has caused. Just gonna take a look. So
It's sort of shredded upwards, almost like claws would do, but where the teeth have ripped away. Harvey's gonna shed his jacket off and like pad it against your shoulder. You hear outside the dun 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 dun.
We go into the hole! Into the hole!
Okay, should we lift him?
Punch.
Chris punches you in the shoulder and it shakes you up out of the catatonic state.
Thanks! Dive for the hole!
Harvey is going to grab like the flesh,
Oh.
pull it open to make more space.
I'll grab the other side.
Come on, you got this.
Just again into the fray. Clamber into this horrible thing.
I'll give you like a helping boost.
Make me an agility check to land safely on the other side.
13.
13. This time you're prepared for the fact there's nothing to catch on to, and you sort of land on your shoulder, the other one that's not injured. Get up like, you're okay.
Cool.
You next.
I'll go in after. Yep. Nat 1.
Wow.
I'm so angry. I can't roll above a 10.
Jay is just the least agile person of all time. He clumsily climbs into the hole, fumbles over it. Your leg aches and you just drop down onto the other side. There's a hit point.
Oh.
I'm like flirting between 6 and 5 hit points this entire time.
Come on, Chris.
In. You go.
Fine. He just climbs through and then throws his hand back through, holding it open for you.
I'll take
Pull you through. And it seals up, but you still hear the on the other side. Back through the mirror. Surely we just.
Surely.
Harvey's just gonna run at the other wall.
Like, can we see any, like, a mirror reflection from this side at all? Or
Nothing.
Just a wall?
Just a wall.
Okay.
Sneaky blackness.
Run up the
Just
wall, I
follow him.
suppose. Yeah.
Yep.
Runs at the wall, and just before you guys disappears through it, and all four of you come tumbling out into the mirror room on the other side, sort of on your hands and knees on that bloody circle on the floor. Hank's still standing there looking up at you, looking down at you.
I'm gonna raise my flag and shoot him.
Oh!
I'm gonna aim right for his face. I've got a skill in firearms.
Make me check an advantage.
What's
Please.
that?
It would be an agility check for aim.
Get him. So that is a 16.
16. He doesn't see it coming. You just pull the flare gun up and shoot the flare out directly at his face. It strikes him across the face. You guys see the explosion of fire and light and smoke lighting up this room, reflecting in all the mirrors.
I would like to rush him and push him into the mirrors.
Yes. Yeah, make me an agility check.
I'm gonna enter my very last state of adrenaline to fucking try and end Hank. Please. Double 13s, so 13.
Yeah. You stand up to your feet, you're limping slightly, but he is in shock, like cradling his face where it's burning from the flare, and you just shove him as hard as you can into the mirror.
You wanker!
He tumbles, unable to stop himself, through the large mirror into the netherworld.
I'm gonna stand up, take the axe, and start smashing the mirrors.
Same. I'll join him in, like, pulling mirrors off the wall.
In the bright red light of the flare, as the smoke starts to fill the room, you just start smashing and tearing mirrors down. As soon as he clocks what you're doing, Harvey joins in, grabbing them, stomping on them, and he goes, 7 years bad luck, can't be worse than this, right?
Oh my god.
And there's one more on the ceiling, but I'd say between you, with the things that you have on you, you can smash all of them. Glass falling down, reflecting this light all over the place, till you're left stood in this dark room with this flare burning. Is this real?
turn around and I'm gonna hug my brother.
He clings onto you, and he just starts crying against your shoulder. It's real.
It's real. It's fucking real. Oh.
It's not over yet, though, is it?
You still got a bit of a problem.
I want to check my watch. See how much time's elapsed. If any.
It's definitely late into the night, probably 10 o'clock.
Like, do we notice anything different about the house if we were to leave the mirror room? Like, is the sky weird outside, or?
You'd leave the mirror room, you unlock it with a key you took with you, step out, glance out the window in the seance room, feeling almost unnerved by how normal the house looks. You look out the window and you can see the thin sliver of the first quarter moon of autumn.
Cool.
We need to go down to the basement, right?
What are we going to do? Flip a coin, see who dies?
I don't fucking know.
I don't think there's anything else we could do. Despite everything else that they were, the Hawthorns did it because they had to.
So what, rock, paper, scissors?
Do we just walk away?
Can't we?
If we don't, another world takes over this world, right?
Supposedly.
Guess that's what they'd have you believe.
Do we really want to find out?
Can't really go back from that.
Shit. Alright, fine. Let's just get down there.
Let's see what we're working with.
Cool.
The four of you, flashlights on, trudge back down, leaving Sam's body behind in the mirror room with the shattered mirrors. Back down to that long, dark corridor to the altar room. Harvey just covers his mouth when he sees Lyra's dead body. This should be me.
No.
Why?
Because this is all my fault. Because if I hadn't come here, none of you would have had to come here, and you know, you all have lives to go back to. I got nothing.
God, you're such an ass.
What?
No. You think I'm gonna come here after 10 years to find you and then just give that up? No, no way.
Everything I've seen, I don't think I can just go back and live a normal life now, Chris.
Well, I don't want to do it without you.
He goes over and he kneels down next to Lyra's body and just hugs it gently. Fuck! Then what are we gonna do? We just walk away from this?
Make a deal. We know what to say to get that thing here, right? The one that Lyra spoke to. We heard it.
Make a deal.
Why not? Why not try it? Why not try it? At this point, let's try something. What else are we gonna do? Go read all of these books that are upstairs and try and figure that out that way? Not gonna happen.
I don't fucking know, Chris.
There are four of us.
Yeah.
We all have the imbued blood that it wants.
Yeah.
We each bleed on it a little bit.
Yeah. No one needs to die.
I mean, I like that option more than anything.
Great. It could work. It just wants blood, right?
Yeah. That's all it wants.
Gotta be with that blade though, right?
Yeah.
Take it in turns.
This is something we have to do first. I mean, I don't know whether we just...
And we're gonna pull out the journal and try and go carefully back through the pages to the bit that it was saying about the ritual that was performed and sort of how it was done. Like whether we need to set anything up or...
No need to set anything up. I mean,
we're in the right place.
The journal itself talks about summoning Yggdrasil, but you get the impression that this ritual, like Yggdrasil remains summoned through the years. This ritual just stops him breaking through, so it's not like you have to go through a summoning process. You just need to get the god's attention.
Need to get its attention.
You heard what Lyra said, right? We saw that memory.
Guess it's gotta be the Hawthorn among us.
Yeah, I guess it does. Gonna reach out a hand to these two.
And take your hand.
Yeah,
Give
just
it a little
hold them.
squeeze.
This has been fucked up. It's been real fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure has, huh?
Couldn't have done it without you guys.
Yeah.
Sure thing.
And I'm sorry.
Don't be.
Just for all of it.
It's not you. It's not on you. We can just go get drinks after this, right?
Sure.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
Okay. I don't know if we need to like stand like each of us on one side of the altar or whatever.
Sure.
Why not?
Okay.
I will stand at sort of what I'm assuming is the head of the
Yeah.
altar if Lyra's down at the other
Yeah.
side of it. Have everyone like on one side of the altar. Hold the knife between two hands. Have the book in front of me and sort of read from it. Yggdrasil, come forth from your prison and answer me.
Momentary silence. What do you offer me?
So many before have offered the blood of an imbued one. My name is Robin Hawthorne. I'm the last Hawthorne. I offer my body as vessel.
Whoa.
What?
You just hear a long, slow exhale, like the room gets freezing cold.
Robin.
Rises from the floor, and Robin, you feel your arms move to your sides, and you look up, and you swear, just you see looming out of the darkness this strange face, unlike the shape of any face you've ever seen, coming down to a point at the bottom, two huge horns that look like branches of an oak tree coming off the back of it, slits for eyes, leaning down towards you. Vessel. The tree roots in the ceiling creak, and what looks like an arm, only Robin has seen this, reaches down and touches your chest, root-like fingers sinking in around your heart, around the black veins, clutching onto it, squeezing the heart. And then you can't see the face anymore, but you feel something heavy inside your chest, spreading through your veins, the blackness sinking away until it becomes one with your skin again.
Do I have any control over myself?
You do.
I don't know if I would have dropped the knife or anything while that was happening.
You still have it in your hand.
I'll drop it.
Mm-hmm.
Look at these two.
What did you do?
Finish it.
I'm gonna scoop the knife up and go for her chest, go for the heart with the dagger.
You can, if Robin's not resisting, if Jay's not trying to stop you. You run forward. You plunge the dagger into Robin's heart.
I'm sorry.
Robin, you feel it sink through your chest, bursting with that heavy sensation inside you till it floods through your body. At first you don't feel any pain until you do. And you can see the light leaving Robin's eyes.
I'm sorry.
Robin, everything goes dark. You two and Harvey hear this shriek that rattles the earth in the ceiling until it starts to come down in pieces. All of the roots around you writhing and reaching desperately, trying to claw their way up your legs, trying to hold you here. We have to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I scoop up Robin's body
Okay.
and start making my way out.
Will you make me a strength check to tear your feet out of the roots?
I'm gonna wait for a state of adrenaline.
Okay.
11.
A dirty 20.
Just
22 actually, because I thought it was a -1, but it's a +1.
you are able to tear your feet away, carrying Robin in your arms. You're a bit slower, but you do as well, Jay. Moving back down that dark corridor, you see the orange flames of the candle sconces going out, the whole basement shaking, and you imagine the whole house above you shaking as you run through towards the stairs. You take them two at a time, moving up them, Harvey flagging behind you guys, but still following.
I want to grab onto his shoulder and pull him so he's like at least level with me, if not slightly in head.
Yeah, you can pull him up the stairs with you. And the three of you, carrying Robin, she still feels warm in your arms, move through the corridor, through the double archway into the foyer. You see that creature still stuck in the circle of salt. The whole house shaking. You hear more glass breaking, more wood collapsing from the rotten floors upstairs.
Fuck. His books where he didn't get his books. Fucking keep running.
And you, out of the house, you move without looking back down the path towards the gates. As you get to the gates, stumbling, running out of stamina, you glance back at the house and you see it, the whole thing, writhing, roots creeping up the outside of the windows, consuming the brickwork and tearing it down. Let's just keep going.
If Hank was here, is his quad bike anywhere around?
I would say yeah. Okay. Outside of the gates, you can find his quad bike and the trailer.
Look, if one of us drives this, it's a faster way back.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll set myself down with Robin in the back.
I'll say I know how to drive
Yeah, you can jump onto the quad bike. Keys are still in it, luckily. Set it going. And Harvey climbs into the back with you and helps you and hold Robin on. And you drive away as Hawthorne Manor collapses in on itself. You keep driving and driving until you're out of the woods at the cliff's edge. You bring the quad bike to a stop at the top of the cliff outside the lighthouse, Beacon House. You still see the fog rolling over the lake and the light of the lighthouse spinning round.
Jay just holds Robin a bit closer, kind of not really knowing what else to do with himself.
Just gonna get off the quad bike and feeling the pain in my ribs finally settling back in after the adrenaline boost has gone. Just fucking go to the edge of the cliff and scream.
Harvey leaves you for a few minutes and then comes over and just squeezes your shoulder on the way past Jay, goes over to you, and puts his arms around you again.
Just hugging back.
I got you, little brother.
Fuck you. Older than you now.
That's what you always wanted, right?
Punch him in the chest very lightly.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't know what else to say except that I'm sorry.
Then just shut up. Fuck, Robin.
settles in fully. There's not much more you can do except take refuge in Beacon House one more time to rest, recuperate your strength. The three of you still alive, two of you having sustained some quite serious injuries. You can wash up inside the house, bandage up with shredded sheets, anything you can. You don't think you're ever going to be able to sleep, but it does come of sheer exhaustion. You lay Robin's body on her bed.
Cover her with a sheet.
Sleep like the dead through the night, and wake with the morning light, feeling the full pain of everything you've gone through in your head, in your aching bodies, and the grim reality of what happened sets in properly again in the morning. But from there's not much else for it. You have to head back down to the town. You have to lie and say you were attacked. Say that you were investigating Hawthorne Manor and the building collapsed.
Hank had got insane.
You tell your lies and there's nothing for it but for the townsfolk to believe you or pretend to believe you. Some of them seem to be unsure that that's the truth, but unwilling to try and ask for the truth because they know what it might be. And you get proper medical help. And a couple more days pass.
Buy Chris as many ice cream sundaes from the diner as he wants.
Wednesday comes around, and you two and Harvey find yourselves waiting on the docks for the ferry to come in from Port Huron to collect you. As you sit there, Harvey turns to you and says, I don't know how to just walk away from this.
And what are you gonna do? Live in a pit? Let me walk away from this? Try and pretend everything's okay?
I'm gonna read, and I'm gonna research, and I'm gonna find whatever I can find. If there's more of this crap,
I'm with you. I can get a new park ranger.
yeah. Bet you don't feel much like being around the trees anymore.
Not really.
Jay?
I've got some ideas. I think I'm gonna write some stuff. See where that takes me.
Before long, the ferry turns up. You board it with a family and their young daughter. Don't seem to have noticed anything's happened on the island. A businessman. A couple of old fishermen heading out to the mainland. People just going about their normal lives with no idea. As the ferry moves slowly towards its destination, the fog around you seems to grow thicker and thicker, and for a moment you lose complete visibility. The foghorn blasting, a thin layer of water dampening your clothes and your hair, a shiver running through you. You look about yourself at the vague silhouettes of your fellow travellers, who are no more than dark shapes in the thick haze of fog until you emerge the other side into clear blue skies, the shining waters of Lake Huron stretching ahead of you, the silhouette of Port Huron in the distance, and behind you as the ferry moves, the fog completely shrouds the island, and the further you move away, the less you can see it. the more it looks like it's just part of the lake itself. If you'd like to summarise what you think your character will do next.
I think Chris is just gonna, he's gonna quit his job as being a park ranger. They're gonna just be brothers that are reading up on all this horrible shit and trying to see what they can research, find out, and destroy.
Yeah. They'll stick together, keep researching.
All they've got is each other now.
Trying to find more. Jay?
Jay goes back to England and he watches all of the footage that he got quite obsessively for a little while, and then he sits down and writes, and he pens 2 screenplays. One which is very slightly closer to the truth about a very brave woman and the sacrifice that she made, and one that's just absolute garbage about people in the woods getting scared by shit, and it's all found footage and that, and he tries to pitch them both to producers and they go for the fucking garbage one, and he looks at the other screenplay and he's like, one day I'll fucking do this.
Tell me that
He wrote the Blair Witch Project B.
garbage movie.
Okay.
And then just writes fiction horror shit for the rest of his life.
Years pass by, and you hear nothing else of Adler Island. Although occasionally you still see glimpses of it in your dreams. Despite your best efforts to move on, it's impossible to avoid thinking about it every time you learn about someone else going missing in the woods, hear of some strange creature sighting in the dark. Chris, you and Harvey pursue every lead that you can, try and make sense of them, try and sort the real from the fake. Jay, you use it to fuel your writing, turning every news story into fiction. From time to time you'll see one that really catches your eye. Of suspected cult activity in the heart of a city, or a group of urban explorers coming across something inexplicable deep in an abandoned mine. A cruise ship turning up thousands of miles off course, all of its passengers and crew missing. And you're reminded of that island you braved all those years ago, barely escaping with your lives, losing Robin. And no matter how far away from it you put yourself, it always feels as though that island is beckoning you back into the darkness, into that endless, godless place, calling you once again to that netherworld of nightmares that exists beyond the light. Finn.
No! Oh my god, guys! No! Fucking hell though! Fucking bravo! And you guys! Oh my god! Christ! Oh, wow! 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 God.
I'm crying again.
God, first of all, I want to thank you guys for playing.
We love you!
I want to thank my co-writers, Angie and Ray Archer, and Angie for her beautiful artwork of the characters, which you can see more of at agonathetic_art on Twitter. I would like to thank our executive producers, Lissa, Adira A and Stef Sharp, and the rest of our top patrons, Megan Charles, Morgan Swain, Raven and Alexandra Johnston.
Yay. Thank you! Thank you!
If you would like to support us on Patreon, find out more about this world, how to play in Beyond the Light yourselves, learn about the characters, see our many, many outtakes,
Christ!
and get involved in any future projects and helping us decide what we should do for things like this, you can visit patreon.com/Nyxrising and support us starting from £2/$3. Or you can join our YouTube channel via the join button below this video. We hope to see you on Saturday for our 2020 Halloween live stream.
Yay!
We're holding a costume contest, so if you dress up, make sure to shoot us a picture of your costume with #NyxrisingHalloween. And there are many prizes to be won.
Oh yeah.
That'll be on like Instagram and Twitter, whatever.
Instagram, Twitter, yeah, these places work.
Yep.
Send us a link in the live chat of the live stream if you need to send it elsewhere. Yeah, that will be starting at 9 PM BST this Saturday. And as of next Wednesday, the Delphos saga will be returning. Episode 20.
Softer babies.
Thank you three so much.
Thank you so much.
What a journey that was.
Thank you, little boob star.
We love you.
We hopefully might be back at some point with more Beyond the Light.
We'll get you.
Until then, bye-bye.
Bye.
In the sweet despair, I find something true that I like. I won't stress you, dear. I know that you made up your mind. Pretending that nothing has changed. Time is my only escape. I know that I lost you that night. I know that you've already left me. Anger won't bother me now. There's no one to blame for your love.